4 minutes late. It felt like a obstacle course coming here, to be honest. I swear to God, every single turn I took, there was an obstacle somewhere on the road. I don't know why. But yeah, and then installing also felt like an obstacle course. Um, some birds pooped on my signs yesterday, and I had to clean it up because I saw it today. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff happening. What can we do about it, huh? And now I'm just putting up the signs. And let's see, maybe we'll get some conversations going. How is everybody doing? You want to try a social experiment?
I have a reservation, but once I'm back, I will talk to you.
Okay. She has a reservation, but once she's back, she'll talk to me. Good, you? Hello, Jake. Hey, Dracolomb. Nice to see you. I saw you dropped out of the race for the first comment. Hi. Hello, Keisha, Dracolomb, Martin, Veganosaur, Jonas, Richard Smith. Oh, a lot of cool people. Hi. You want to try the social experiment?
Sure, what is it?
I just ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit.
Okay.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Sure, I'll do my best.
What's your name?
Alyssa,
Alyssa, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from?
from the U.S.
From the US.
Yes.
Okay, so Alyssa, I'm gonna ask you a set of questions. Let's see how you feel, okay?
Okay.
Do you think black people deserve rights?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think women deserve rights?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Do you think LGBTQ people deserve rights?
Yes.
Okay, so now here comes the difficult question. Do you
Okay.
think animals deserve rights?
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm an animal rights activist.
Okay.
What rights do you think animals deserve?
So the place that I live at is pretty rural, so I definitely try to get like my meat from free range, meaning that they have access to like open fields, they can eat when they want. If we do eat them, they're euthanized appropriately, meaning like they don't feel pain and they're not tortured while they're dying. I don't think that's fair.
So it's not fair for them to feel pain.
Not
fair
as
to
like a
kill
means
them?
to an end. I mean, I get it. Some people don't want to eat them because they're sentient beings, and I definitely understand that. But I think if you treat something with respect, that it can kind of mitigate that, if that makes sense.
Do you think it's respectful to kill them knowing that you don't need to?
Knowing that we don't eat them?
Yeah.
No. Like for clothing and things like that? No.
So do you think for food we need to consume animal products?
I'm not a scientist. I know some people can get by with like very little meat, and I respect that. Like I know some people have protein deficiencies, and maybe they could get plant protein, but I think it's a very nuanced conversation for sure.
So we have empirical evidence, top of the line meta-analysis saying that we don't need to consume animal products.
Yeah.
I'm a certified nutritionist. You don't have to trust me on what I
Yeah.
say. Also, the largest organizations of nutritionists and dietitians on the planet. I think it's called the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics.
Yeah.
It's an American organization. It's got over 1,000 members.
Yes.
They're not vegan or vegetarian anyway, so they don't have any incentive to say any of this. They just say it because they make positions for people to follow.
Mm-hmm.
So one of their positions is that a plant-based diet is suitable for all ages and stages of life.
Okay.
So you can definitely thrive on a plant-based diet.
Yeah.
So knowing that you can thrive on a plant-based diet, do you think it's fair to do this to the animals? Even if you kill them without pain, do you think?
I think the only thing that would come into play is like, do we start mitigating like how much they populate then? You know, I know.
But do you think that they populate? Do you think any of the animals in animal agriculture populate themselves?
No, I mean they do have selective breeding for sure, probably at like farms and things like that. So.
But they never breed themselves by themselves. Well, humans always control the breeding process.
That's true. I guess I'm thinking more or less like for where I'm at, we have like a lot of deer. We have like tons of deer.
Yeah.
So we have special licenses where you can like buy them and kind of help with the population. But Also, if we didn't kill off so many predators, they would take care of themselves, you know? So it's
Do you know why we kill off predators, by the way?
I mean, probably because we want to take their prey, and probably because we take up their land.
Most of the times it was because they were attacking farm animals.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
think we have ownership over the farm animals.
Yeah. Yeah. In that sense, do you think animal farming is ethical in any way?
I mean, now that we're having this conversation, I still feel like it's really nuanced, you know? I do.
Can you tell me what the nuance is, and try to include the perspective of the animals also in this? Because I feel like, yes, for us humans,
Yeah.
there can be nuance. There can be, you can say, well, I consume meat once a week, once a month.
Yeah.
But to the innocent animal who gets killed for that,
They don't get killed once a month, they get killed and then they're gone.
yeah. Do you think there's nuance for them?
I mean, once we're having this conversation, you put in perspective of that. No, I do think we need to do better as a society if we wanted to collectively, like, give them a better life, you know? Like, I'm not
Yeah.
going to go and, like, we don't eat our domesticated animals, you know? So,
Like cats and dogs,
Yeah,
you mean?
yeah.
Why not? Why do you think it's wrong to kill a dog for food, for optional food, but
Yeah.
okay to kill a cow for
oh,
optional
I definitely
food?
think we were having this conversation earlier, people just hold different emotional value for certain animals. Sorry.
No worries, no worries.
I don't want to get like ripped apart online, but I definitely know that some
You're
people.
doing great, by the way.
Thank you. I try to be as like respectful as possible. But I know like we view cats and dogs where they're like, oh, they're our emotional support animal and they're so cute, but like, I mean, they have feelings. All animals have feelings. Like some people, like cows and horses, can be used in therapy, like kids who have like autism or people who are recovering from like traumatic experiences. So.
But do you think
yeah.
animals have value on their own without them having value to us?
Yeah, I would say so.
Do you think we should respect the value that they have on their own?
Yeah.
Like take for instance a human being who does not have any value to society or any other
Yeah,
human
of course,
being.
like people who are like
We should
disabled.
still respect
Yeah.
them, right?
Yes.
Don't you think we should give the same consideration to animals also?
Yeah, in the same way we give respect to like all of nature, or we should give respect
Yeah.
to all of nature.
Yeah, so if we don't need to infringe on their rights or to violate, I don't know, their space or whatever, we should leave them alone essentially, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that would imply not consuming any animal products?
In a perfect world, yes.
In a
Yeah.
perfect world, yes.
Yeah.
How do you feel, how would you reconcile your continuous consumption of animal products while at the same time saying that animals deserve rights and knowing that you don't need to consume them, right? Like, it feels like you would be infringing on their rights or at least paying for
Yeah.
somebody to infringe on their
I
rights.
think the biggest thing for some people, they're like, and I'm included in this, I'm not going to separate myself from the conversation, but I think the biggest thing is we go into like our supermarkets, right? And we're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, it's already dead. So that could be reduced if a lot of us, cut back, and then of course there's less available. And
Even
so on
one
and so
person
forth.
can save up to 100 animals per year.
Yeah.
So you
I
could be
was actually
saving
a
100
vegetarian for
animals
about
per year.
8 months, but
Yeah.
I think a lot of education needs to go into that too, especially here in the U.S. or like there in the
Yeah.
U.S. We don't have a lot of food education. Our food is pretty awful. So I think if more people had education on how to supplement appropriately, I think it would go over a lot better.
Do you know why vegetarian is not enough, for example? Do you know why dairy cows, and I agree with you, by the way, with
Yeah.
education. Do you know why dairy cows like, why it's wrong to use cows as dairy cows?
I do not actually.
You do not?
No.
So let's just go through this.
I'm
And
gonna
then
be honest, I'm
that's
not
it.
the most
That-
educated, but
That's okay. That's okay. This is one of the things that most people. I also didn't know, and that's
Yeah.
what made me be vegan. By the way, I was vegetarian also. Why do you think cows produce milk?
I mean, they originally produced it just for their offspring, and then
Exactly.
we like continue to elongate that, which probably affects their hormones and things like that.
So you're right. They produce milk for their babies.
Yeah.
They have to get pregnant. Do you think they get pregnant when they want to, or do you think farmers
no,
impregnate
they
them?
definitely breed them.
Yeah.
on
So farmers
purpose.
impregnate them, and in the U.S., actually, 99% of the cases, the procedure is somebody puts their hands in their anus to hold their cervix, and they inject bull semen in their vagina.
Yeah.
Somebody has to jerk off a bull for that, to get the
Yeah.
semen. It's kind of sad. You can find it
What a
on YouTube.
horrible job. No,
The
I don't
weirdest
want to look.
thing,
Yeah.
the weirdest thing is that you can find all of this on YouTube.
Yeah, of
as,
course.
As like,
Yeah.
as if it should be normal. Yeah. When the babies are born, what do you think happens to them?
Oh, they're definitely separated from their mothers very quickly. They don't
Do you
get
know
to
why?
bond. Probably to make them more, I'm assuming, just like comfortable and like more comfortable and used to their owners instead of like bonding with the mom. But I'm sure that's emotional distress on the mother.
So they do that so that they don't drink the milk, because if they
so
sit
we
with
can
their
take it from
mother,
them?
yeah, so we can take the milk.
Got it.
It's all about the milk. It's all about what we
Yeah.
can get. And some farmers do feed some of the milk back, but most of them just feed them back formula.
I know that recently I read just a few studies that like the dairy industry has dropped a little bit just
Yeah.
because so many people, like I am lactose intolerant, so I don't consume like milk, but at least not from like cows and goats and things like that. But I know it's dropped couple million, couple billion, because a lot of people have like switched. So
Yeah,
I mean, there's always more
the milk
room.
campaigns. Yeah, but
Yeah.
people still eat cheese, which is kind of the same
That's
thing,
true.
right?
Yeah.
And if the baby is born male, they're classed as this a waste product. What do you think they do to them?
They probably just is that probably where veal and everything comes from. Yeah. Of
Exactly.
course. Yeah.
And if they're female, same fate as their mother, every year impregnated, every year baby stolen, and every year exploited for their milk. And they do this repeatedly so that they can get milk continuously from them. And at the age of 7 or 8, they kill them. Counts killing it 24 years. So at the third of their lifespan, they kill them. Do you know why?
I'm assuming it's either one for space and as a means to an end, or I don't know if it has anything to do with like the way that the meat tastes. I'm not sure of that.
Could be. Most of the times it's just because if they can't get them pregnant, then for a
Okay.
whole year they can't use them, and they would have to feed them,
Yeah.
and it's about the money for
I
them.
think it's really great to attach that to the way that we view humans, because especially for women's rights, because a lot of people view like if women aren't producing, then like what are you? Then like are you
It's
useful?
so insane.
Yeah.
There's actually, while doing this type of outreach with people on the street, I noticed a lot of people actually have this perception of if somebody doesn't actually have any positive outcome on the society, they don't really have value,
Yeah.
which is insane because
That's
we
a-
all have value on our own simply by
Yeah.
existing, right?
Especially us here, like there in the U.S., like we have such a hardcore capitalistic society. So if we don't produce, then we're definitely told we're not worthwhile.
I hate this so much.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's the final question for you, and the
Okay.
difficult one. How many more animals should be exploited for you until you change?
I mean, you definitely made me reset my mindset. That's a very like hard question. I can't promise that I'll walk away from this and be like, ooh, I would never eat meat again ever. But it's definitely made me reconsider dialing back. I was already considering dialing back. Again, especially where we're at and our FDA rules are pretty unregulated.
How about we do this? I give you a
Yeah.
card. On this card, you
I'm
have
sorry,
a documentary.
It's not a definitive answer.
So
but
on
you've
this
definitely
card,
made
you have a
me-
documentary called
Yes.
The Minion.
Okay.
Watch that.
Okay.
And until you watch that, don't consume any animal products.
Okay.
Because you will see what you're supporting, and you might not be okay with it. It's actually for your own good that you
Okay,
should do this,
okay.
okay? And afterwards, if you decide that you don't want to be part of any of it, there's a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day,
That's so
and help you
nice.
adopt a plant-based diet for free, wherever you are
That's
within
so
your
nice.
budget and everything.
Yeah, the education part of that is like extremely important.
Yeah. We know a lot of people have issues with that, but
Yeah.
there's solutions all over the world.
And this is like internationally too?
Yeah, it is.
It's
It is. It
available?
is. There's,
Okay.
I think, like over 10,000 members there, so
That's so nice.
they all help out for free because of activism like me.
I appreciate it. Thank you for not making me feel like silly or like,
I
talked
hope
down
you
to
get
or
to change
anything.
because
Yeah,
from
yeah.
their perspective, it is really bad, and and it's still an injustice that's happening in our society. And if you think about any other injustice, it was normal at some point. Like slavery was considered normal during the time when it was okay. Women not having rights was considered normal for thousands of years, and we need more people to stand up, unfortunately, because this type of injustice is not one where we can just go to the government and say do something.
Yeah.
Because if everybody supports this injustice, governments will not. They just
Sorry,
want to do.
sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. They just want to do what's popular, not what's right. You
Yes.
know. So if you think that the right thing to do is not supported, then you have all the resources needed, and I strongly encourage you to
Sorry, I don't want to lose it.
yeah, perfect. I strongly encourage you to not support it because, you want to stand up for injustice at the end of the day,
I
right?
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
You too. Cheers. Bye. She was a nice person, wasn't she? Let's see if we get more conversations. Nice one. Yeah. There's some good conversations we can have. We'll see which what we'll get today. I feel like she was actually pretty receptive. I'm trying to make people. If I see somebody that they probably won't be vegan, or they probably will not be vegan after our conversation. There's people who are that, but those are very rare. So I guess my goal now is more than anything to get people to incentivize to research more. My goal is to get them to look into it more because I I think at the end of the day, if they do their own research, they can make their own decision way better than with a conversation with me. You keep them on point very skillfully. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. You too, Dave, by the way. You do a great job. I've been on the same server as you, and I've seen you speak very nicely. Sorry, I gotta put a cap on you guys. Put a cap on you. God damn it. Here it is. It's such a mess in my backpack. Stop forcing your lifestyle. How about you stop forcing animals, and I leave you alone. There you go. Put a little cap on you guys. There you go. We're all good. Leave the people alone and go for a burger. How about you leave the animals alone and go for a plant-based burger? This isn't about my lifestyle or what I want. This is about animals. Every single conversation I have is about animals, and lately it's been about animal rights. The fact that you can't seem to understand that, the fact that you think it's about you and what you want, speaks volumes about who you are as a person, if that's how you see it. If all you see is the benefit that you get, what you would suffer, what you wouldn't get, like it's insane. To me, it's like you really don't consider any victim at all because somebody told you not to. Don't be that person. Be smart. Hey, you want to try it? How old are you?
13.
Oh, you're a bit young. Are you with your parents here?
No.
Oh, that's okay. I can't have you on camera if you're that young. I'm sorry. Have a good one. She was 13, way too young. And if their parents are there, it's okay. But otherwise, no, it's way too young. I'm going to eat a burger for you, brother. Let's go. Yeah, consume a plant-based burger. Thank you. And perhaps respect animals for me. If you want to do something for me, how about you start respecting animals? I will greatly appreciate it if you start respecting animals. I know it's difficult for you to respect animals because you have this superiority complex and you feel, oh my God, well, I'm superior to them. Why would I respect them because I'm superior to them? But I still think you should try. Still think you should try and respect them. Everybody deserves to live. Everybody deserves to not be exploited, to not be enslaved. Maddie Kelly says, I respect how they taste. Yeah, exactly. You only care about their body. You see them as objects. You respect them as objects. You don't really respect them as the individuals that they are. Yeah. You want to try a social experiment? I'm not superior to them, but I need to eat a certain amount of meat in order to live correctly. Who says you need to? Do you think what exactly do you think you need from meat that you can't get from plant-based products? What is it? Protein? Obviously you can get protein from plants. What else? Vitamin B12? You can supplement that. Or you can buy fortified food. What else? Tell me, what else? I am working on switching my personal account to a brand account to see if that helps, says Axel. But Axel, I think I already made the not super chat, but a donation to you. Oh, we already got 5, Beeb sent 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Who got them? Renee got them. Dennis, the vegan menace. Mobius got them. Roy asked them, got them. Awesome people. That's cool. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, Beeb. I appreciate you. Actually, I've been thinking about making more content for my members, but I would really love it if you guys would tell me what kind of content you want me to do. I was thinking of doing like guides where... Hi, you guys want to have a conversation with me?
Sure.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Okay.
Are you their mother? That's okay. Okay, can you come closer to that chair and view then? What are your names?
I'm Megan.
I'm Alex.
Where are you guys from?
I'm from Canada.
I'm Canada.
Nice, nice, nice. I'm Chip. I'm an animal rights activist. I fight for the rights of animals. Do you guys think animals deserve rights?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I agree with her.
What rights do you think they deserve?
No. It's a tough question. Ask AJ.
You go first.
No, you go first.
No, you go. Rock, paper, scissors first.
No, you go.
No, you.
Let me tell you, do you think they deserve the right to live?
Sure, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Animals are important because they give us stuff that we need to do.
They give us stuff that we need to do
Live.
to live.
To live.
Like, what do you mean?
Chickens give us eggs.
Do you think they give us or do you think we take them?
They give us naturally, but we take them.
Do you think chicken make eggs for us or do you think they make eggs for some other reason?
I don't know.
Yeah. Chickens just naturally produce eggs and we take them. Do you think chickens want us to take out their eggs? No. How about chickens? Do you think chickens want to be killed for us?
No.
No, right? No. Do you think any animal wants to be killed for us?
No.
Do you think we need to consume any animal products? No, right. How would you call a person that respects animals and doesn't consume any animal products? Do you know?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Sure. What would you call a person that respects animals and doesn't consume any animal products because of that?
Is that like a vegan?
Exactly, exactly, yeah. Have you guys ever thought about being vegan?
I know, Alex thought of it.
I want to, but I can't.
You want to.
But I can't.
Why do you want to and why can you not?
I eat a lot of plants and I also like meat, but I try to not eat meat, but instead I just consume them anyways.
Why do you try not to eat meat?
Plants are better than animals.
You mean like taste and stuff? Do you think you should want to not eat meat because you don't want animals to be killed for you? Right? Is that a good enough reason?
That's a good reason.
That's a good reason, yeah. Do you think that animals have emotions that they feel?
Yeah.
Yeah, they feel, right? Do you think that they're subjects of their own universe, as in they go around just like you go around, and they have an emotion towards one thing, they have a different emotion towards another, and they remember all of these experiences that they have?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we call sentience, and animals are definitely sentient. Yeah. Yeah, so that's also why it's wrong to harm a human being, because they have experiences, because they have emotions, and because they're sentient for the same reason, right? So how about I give you some cards, because you're very young and I don't want to give you too much of a trouble. I just give you one card. I urge you to scan this QR code and watch the most important speech you'll ever hear. I'll just give you, I'll give you the card. It's a speech, it's a good one, talks about animal rights, and you have all the resources there needed to help you if you decide that you don't want to consume any animal products, okay? I appreciate you guys. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome day in Amsterdam. Bye. Bye. It's kind of... I try not to. They were very young. The child was actually very cute. When they're so young, there's no argumentation there. They're just like, hey, let me tell you kind of what I'm doing. Let me tell you kind of how it is, and then bye-bye. You can't really have conversations with young people, can you? Let them be kids. Exactly, let them be kids. That's what I did, right? I just explained to them the truth. I shared with them what it is actually all about. And if they're respecting animals, then, they should be vegan, because they shouldn't be killing them for something we don't need. That's it. Chip, my wife says you sound angry today. I'm not, just normal, but that's okay. What about animals who eat other animals? Are they disrespectful? Yes, they are. But those animals do it out of necessity. You don't do it out of necessity, do you? You do it because you want to. If there was a case for necessity, we would be having a different conversations, a different conversation. But the reality is, you consume animal products because you like the taste of it, because you're used to the taste, or because I don't know, you've been doing it your whole life or something. You guys want to try it?
Not right now, but
Okay. Not because you need to. So that's the difference. Plus, I don't think we should be following what other animals are doing, should we? Other animals also commit infanticide. They, grape. They do all sorts of weird things. And nature is a weird place, man. Nature is not a place where you would go point at it and say, yeah, we should be doing that. No. That's why we strayed away from nature. That's why we have a society that's mostly artificial. Sure, we have some natural insertions here and there because they benefit us. But at the end of the day, we pick and choose what we want from nature. And if we pick and choose and say, well, we want to pick and choose this thing that an animal does, but not this thing that an animal does, you would have to have a good enough rational motivation behind it, knowing that that thing that you're choosing is actually violence. Oh, I'm choosing to be violent towards an animal. You can't just pick and choose violence towards an animal. You should pick and choose, or if you do, you should have a pretty good reason. Otherwise, yeah. Extraordinary actions require extraordinary motivation. Hey, Roya is here. Nice to see you, Roya. Beautiful biceps. Thank you, I guess. I never train my arms, but I recently realized that in my bench press, my triceps are the limiting factor, so I need to start training a little bit more. Can I see your happy smile? Probably not, because I'm just normal right now. If I'll be happy, I guess you'll see it. If not, I don't know. Should I just fake smile? What does that mean? Didn't realize Chip is so buff, says Beep. What does the sign say? The sign says, I'm doing a social experiment, come talk to me. I know it's reversed, YouTube reverses it, sadly. But yeah. Why do vegans eat vegan food that imitates meat if meat is so vile and plants are so great? Cludy, I can answer that question easily. The reason why we eat plant-based meats is because we don't want animals to be oppressed. It's not about the food. We don't care what you eat. We don't care what you put through your mouth hole. It's about the innocent, defenseless animals who are exploited and slaughtered for you. So do not support that. That's it. We don't want to support that. So we consume, plant-based meats. Not about the taste, not about anything else other than the innocent animals. Plants are defenseless, but plants are not sentient, believe it or not. And let's imagine that even if you believe that plants are sentient, whatever. I've had this debate with so many people with plants are sentient. People who claim plants are sentient, they're just looking for a motivation to create this binary. No matter what you do, you're going to kill this appeal to futility. But the reality is, no, plants are not sentient. Because sentience is an emerging property of brains. Plants don't have that. But let's imagine for a second that plants would be sentient. It would still be morally preferable to be vegan, to adopt a plant-based diet, because in that process you kill considerably less plants. It may sound counterintuitive to a lot of you, but the reality is we forget that the animals that we grow and then kill are actually fed considerably more plants than if we ate the plants ourselves directly. So yeah. So no matter what you think you have this binary choice, no matter how you think you have this no matter of your appeal to futility, oh, it's futile, no matter what you'll do, you'll kill somebody. No. One option is clearly worse than the other. It's pretty clear that when you exploit and slaughter an innocent sentient being, on top of that, all the killings in crop production, which I'm sure some of you will say, because most of the crops we grow to feed the animals, on top of all the plant killings. And on the other side, well, just less plants being killed and less crop deaths. It's not about thinking differently. I have not expressed any single opinion so far. Everything that I've mentioned is just factual data. The fact that you think that this would be an opinion and you would want to have a conversation with me and you would say, well, you have a different opinion. No, this isn't an opinion. Animals are sentient. This isn't an opinion. The production of animal products is considerably more costly on the environment, considerably more costly on plants, on sentient beings, on everything, on our society. So these are not opinions. These are just factual. So, yeah, if you want my opinion is that I think animals are pretty much identical to humans in all the ways that matter. We all feel, we all have emotions. The best things in our lives are the experiences that we got through our life, the positive and negative balanced emotions that we have felt through those experiences, the memories that we have made, the relationships we have made, the relationships we have kept. These are the best things in our life, and animals have and experience all that too. So if it would be wrong for somebody to take your life because of these best things of your life, then surely it should be wrong to take an animal's life because of the same reason, because they also experience all of this. The issue that I'm referring to is the clicking mobile viewers being able to click on links, and my bank is not showing any received income, so I will send one more donation before I receive for some. Axel, stop donating. No, I appreciate you, Axel. Appreciate all the donations. You want to try a social experiment? The thing is, it's not like a lot of people this is the saddest thing I feel like in society. When we talk about animals, literally most people either think about the pets or, the animals that we use for food. So when they think about pets, they're like, they should not be abused, they should be treated nicely. But when they think about the animals for food, what do they think? Oh, they should have enough space. They should not feel pain or something. But yeah, kill them still, bring them into existence still, exploit them still. And when it comes to people actually discussing animals, like even now, I've been discussing animals, I've been saying animals, I've been discussing practices, and there's still people in the chat coming in and saying, well, meat, what I like, what I eat, because that's all you do. You see animals as products of what you can get from them. You objectify them. And I'm against the objectification of sentient beings. Be them animals, be them humans, whatever they are. It's wrong to objectify sentient beings. They feel, they have emotions. We should not be objectifying them. They have their own desires, their own wills. We should be respecting that and respecting them. Let's see if we can get some conversations. You guys want to try a social experiment? You guys want to try a social experiment? I ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit?
Not try that.
No? Okay. There's a lot of people on the street today, but not a lot of people are stopping. Oh, look at that. There's some people coming over. Let's see. Hey, you want to try a social experiment?
What kind of social experiment are you doing?
I'm asking you some questions, get you to think a little bit.
One more time. Questions about?
Oh, animals. I see you have a nice doggy there.
Okay.
What's your name?
Miroslav.
I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn the sign around and it says animal abuse should be legal. Do you agree?
Abuse is something like if you beat them or something.
So that would be a question that I would ask you. What do you think abuse is?
I think it should never be like it should be illegal. I think beating animals is really bad.
Do you think abuse is physical harm or emotional harm?
I think both of them.
Both of them.
Both
Okay.
of them.
Okay. So abusing animals is wrong.
Yes, definitely.
That applies to cats, dogs. Does that apply to all animals?
One more time, please.
So it applies to cats and dogs, but does it apply to all animals?
All animals,
All
like
animals.
all of them, like dogs, cows, sheep, everything.
Are you vegan?
No, I'm not.
So do you think that then you might be paying for animal abuse?
One more time.
Do you think that then you might be paying for animal abuse?
I know. I eat meat. I
Yeah.
know, but
Is that not harmful to the animal?
definitely there is something like a pyramid of what we eat. I think we should eat meat, but there is some.
Should we
Some-
eat dog meat?
I know that some countries eat dog's meat. I am not that person.
Why
I
not?
don't want. I don't know. I see a dog like a really pet for me, but
So do you think that's why we should be respecting dogs because you see them as individuals?
I think it depends on every person.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
So do you think we should be respecting somebody based on how somebody else sees them? In other words, if I want to abuse somebody, but I see them like an object, would it be okay for me to abuse them?
Definitely, I don't see any animal. I don't see like object.
Okay.
Every animal is like being something like this. Like we are human being. So
But wait a minute, the animals that you pay to be killed, don't you think those are objectified?
I don't think so.
No. So take for instance chickens. I'm assuming you consume chickens, right?
I eat chickens.
Yeah. They can live 10 years. At what age do you think they're killed at?
I think maybe in 1 or 2 years.
42
I think.
days.
42 days, really. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Even if it were 1 or 2 years, would that still not be bad to kill them for something we don't need? We don't need to consume animal products. We don't need to eat meat. We don't need to
Maybe
eat
I
dairy
a
products.
little bit disagree that we don't have to eat meat.
Do you have any
like-
scientific basis on this assumption?
No, it's just my opinion.
Okay, because
but-
this isn't my opinion that we don't need. It's actual scientific agreement.
I don't have any scientific agreement on that. So, but it's something like if you say lion or tiger, so they should eat
They
like
are
only
carnivorous.
grass.
You're not carnivorous.
I eat all.
Yeah, you're omnivorous. You can eat all. So
I
you
can,
don't need to
yes.
consume animal products. There's studies. We have meta-analysis. We have the largest organizations of nutritionists and dietitians on the planet. I'm a certified nutritionist. We have so much evidence that we don't need to consume animal products. There's millions of people who are vegan on this planet, and they all survive and thrive on a plant-based diet. So we definitely do not need it. So given that we don't need it, do you think that then choosing to buy animal products, which essentially treat an animal like an object, when their body grows to a certain amount, if their body no longer is growing, they kill them. Do you think they care about what the animal wants?
Don't know. I don't know. I
I'm
think
sure you know. Do you think they care what the animal wants? I'm sure you can answer this question.
maybe. I think that there is working people. Some of them definitely do know what the animals want. So every being on the planet want to survive.
Yeah,
It's
nobody
a
wants to
basic
be
instinct.
killed, right?
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. But I think if you are in, I don't know, if you are in some state of America, you can kill people. Yeah, like they do something bad, they
But you
kill
would say that
somebody.
but you would say
so
that's bad. You wouldn't support that, would you?
I don't support that.
No, but you do support this, right? So you would say because you said that in some states in America they say it's okay to kill people. I don't think that's the true, by the way. I don't think it's okay.
Not
in any
like
state.
not like I will kill somebody, but if
In
there is
self-defense.
in self-defense or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this, definitely. But if you
But
if you
imagine
are,
a situation. I'm sorry for interrupting you there, but imagine a situation where there's no self-defense involved. We bring to life an animal only to kill them.
Yeah, definitely. I meant like, if I kill somebody, I will go to the judge, and judge will say, okay, you killed somebody, and you will be dead. Yeah, so they will put some injection into me or something like this. So definitely, we can kill people in some states, in some countries. Yeah, it's possible. You have to do something wrong. I know the animal didn't do anything wrong. Yeah,
Exactly.
they didn't. But like I said, I think it's something like the tiger and the lion. They
But you're
have
not
to.
a tiger or a lion, are
I
you?
am not. But if they can eat, why can't I?
Wait a minute. Would you accept this logic for lions and tigers because they also commit infanticide? You know, they kill their babies. Would you agree that that's okay to do for a human to kill their babies because a lion or a tiger does it?
Uh, I don't think so.
No.
Maybe,
So then
but-
why would we pick and choose and say, well, a lion eats another animal, which they do out of necessity, so therefore it's justified for us to bring to life animals and kill them out of greed, not necessity.
Yeah, I understand.
Right?
I
It's a
think I
different
understand.
thing. It's a different thing, isn't it? Like, we bring these animals to life, we kill them, and we don't need to do any of it. You can be healthy on a plant-based diet.
Yeah. I think I know what you want to say. I don't have to eat meat.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
don't.
have to. Definitely, I'm the person who like to eat meat. I don't know how to say in English. I'm sorry, but we eat all. We eat meat. We eat
you eat dogs?
vegetables. But I don't eat dogs.
So you don't eat all.
I don't.
So why
eat
do you
all,
think
but
why do you give dogs the moral consideration that they deserve, but not cows?
I think it depends how I was raised.
So
From the small boy I was raised,
So
and
just because
I
your
was
parents
raised
told
in
you so.
Europe. I was raised in Europe, and in Europe it's not normal to eat, but it's only in our heads. In Asia, in some countries, it's normal.
So wait a minute. So you're the only reason why you think it's okay to kill cows but not dogs is because somebody told you so.
Definitely not because somebody told me.
Well, it
but
is
because-
that you said because you grew up that way. So somebody told
Yeah,
you so,
defi-
and you never
definite-
questioned it.
Definitely, everybody, if you grow, so somebody will how you think or how you it's about school, it's about other persons. So you
But
build
wait a
some
minute.
of your things.
If you grow up
Yes.
in a family that is misogynistic, they hate women, is that a good enough justification for you to be misogynistic?
Definitely not, but it's normal. It's normal. If you
So it's not
grow,
a- so it's
it's
not a
grown
good-
like this.
So, but
It's normal for you.
But it's not a good enough justification for you to continue being misogynistic, correct?
You don't have to choose. Yeah, you can choose to not to be.
Exactly. So why
Uh,
don't you apply the same logic to this one? You can choose to not oppress animals.
Definitely, I understand. I can choose. Maybe we will be upset, but I don't want to.
I mean, I won't be upset. It's not me who you're violating the rights of. It's the hundreds of animals each year that you're violating their rights. Do you think you can say you care about animals while at the same time paying for them to be exploited and slaughtered for you?
I didn't understand the.
Do you think you can say you care about animals or that you're against abusing animals while at the same time paying for animals to be abused for you?
I think I can.
You can.
I think
Isn't
I
it
can because
hypocritical?
like I said, like a lot of animals kill because they want to eat something. They want to eat
No, they
meat.
kill because they need to.
They need to.
But
Okay.
you don't do it for out of need.
I think I need to.
Oh, but I may think I need to kill humans. Is that justified because I think I need to kill humans?
I think because humans have some laws.
Humans have some roles.
Laws, like
So if
law,
there's no, wait, so if
like
there's
some
no
rules.
law, so if there's no law, and I want to kill a human being, then it's justified for me to kill a human being.
If you kill me, what I can do?
So you're saying that's okay? That's moral to you?
I don't think it's moral. I don't think I am a moral person in killing animals because I pay for it.
Also, you know it's immoral what you're paying for.
I don't think it's like immoral.
But you
In
just
some
said now you
opinion,
think you're not a moral person because you're paying for it, and then now I ask you, do you think
In
it's
your-
immoral?
in your
and you're
eyes.
saying it's immoral. So wait, you said you're against animal abuse, right?
yes, I am.
And if
I
you
am.
pay for animal abuse, how are you against it?
I am not paying for animal abuse. I am paying for
For the product that
For-
comes out of abusing
yes,
animals.
Yes, I know.
Can that
it's-
product come without abusing animals?
I think.
You think you can if you can,
Yeah, because-
if you can get meat from an animal without harming them?
Definitely, we have to kill. Definitely, I have to kill the animal.
So that is
for
already
to get
harm,
the meat.
right?
Yes,
so that's
definitely.
already harm. So there's no way to get animal products without abuse then.
You can apply this we can live only on the ground and do nothing if you want.
But wait.
We
Was
have-
that what
no,
I was saying? But you're just like right now. You're trying to commit an appeal to futility, as if or a nirvana fallacy. When it's never going to be perfect. We can live underground and do this perfect. But no, I'm saying is you can stop abusing animals. That's it. Your life can be exactly the same. You can do exactly what you're doing every single day. It's just that when you're making the choice, you make a choice that does not abuse an animal. How is that difficult? Or how is that how can you morally justify saying no, I'm going to choose to abuse an animal today?
Uh, I don't. I don't think about abusing animals like this. I just go to the shop. I buy a meat for me because in my eyes I need to eat meat.
But can't you choose something else? Since you're saying I go to the store and buy meat, can't you go to the store and buy something else?
Definitely, I can buy like vegetables and this, but I have to eat a lot of more. What I know, I have to eat like more. I don't know how to say.
You have to eat the same amount of calories,
To get the same amount of calories, I have to eat more.
depending what you eat. Not necessarily. Not everything is the same, right?
I don't know that. I
It's
don't
okay.
know
I can give you
because I'm not
resources for
nutritionist.
that.
So
Well, I am a nutritionist, and I can give you resources for that. But the problem is that I'm trying to understand this because it's not like you can't find a way to make it work. You can definitely find a way to make it work. You definitely have access to all of it. I can give you resources for all of it, but you still want to continue supporting animal abuse. So I'm trying to understand why exactly do you want to continue supporting it? Is it just because you get pleasure from it, like taste pleasure, because you like how it tastes?
I think we are living for pleasure.
So you think that if my pleasure justifies being violent towards an animal? Do you think if I get pleasure from beating your dog, then it should be okay for me to beat your dog?
If you beat my dog, then I beat you.
No, but you see what I mean. Like, do you understand
Yeah,
the point? Like,
because-
it's not that if I get pleasure from it.
I know.
Like can you think a little bit about the argument and not be emotional about it? Because I'm not saying that I wouldn't inflict violence on
definitely.
anybody,
I know,
right?
I know.
I'm a peaceful person. I'm actually trying here to tell you to stop being violent yourself. And like, all I'm saying is that your pleasure does not justify violence, does it? Just like my pleasure wouldn't justify violence in this situation.
I don't know how to say. In English, it's really difficult for me. But my dog lives with me. He's my friend. And
What about a different dog? Okay, not your dog, a different dog. They're not your friend. They don't live with you. They're just on the street. Would it be okay for me to beat them? Would it be
definitely, I don't like it.
Would it be just? Yeah, you don't like it because you see it. You don't
Yeah.
see the violence that happens when you buy these products, but the violence still happens.
I saw some videos on the internet because of the abusing of animals.
Yeah.
I saw some videos like how they are treated,
Yeah.
the animals. I know it, but maybe in my head I am not part of it. If I buy it, so I am part of it. But in my
support
head,
it, yeah.
I don't see it like in life. Maybe.
But do you understand that logically?
I think I do.
Yeah, because logically, when you buy it, you support it. You support the violence. Down the line, your money goes towards an animal being abused, and then you're getting a product out of it.
Yeah, I know. It's like you were talking about like vegans.
Yeah.
So you are saying that we should not, I don't know, drink milk or something like this,
Yeah.
like from cows, and like this. I don't know. I think it's.
Do you know why you shouldn't drink milk from cows? Do you know why cows make milk?
Why they make milk? I don't know.
For their babies.
Yeah, so like
So
that.
they have to have babies. Who do you think gets them pregnant? Do you think they become pregnant when they want to, or do you think farmers get them pregnant?
I know.
Yeah, farmers get them pregnant. When they're born, what do you think happens? They separate them from their mothers, actually, I'll tell you. Do you know why they do that?
No, because of the milk.
Yeah, so that they don't drink too much milk. So we essentially sexually exploit a cow. When they have a baby, we don't let them do the natural thing, which is to stay with their baby. We take the baby because the baby might drink the milk that their mother produced that milk for. We take away the baby. We take the milk. We sometimes feed some of the milk back to the baby. Sometimes we just feed them formula. If the
Yes.
baby is born male, what do you think we do to them?
I think they are going for some meat for people.
Yeah, they kill them. That's where veal comes from. And if they're born female, every year like their mother, impregnated, babies taken, exploited for milk, and they do this repeatedly, year over year. And at the age of 8, around the age of 8, they kill them also. They can live 24 years. So at the third of their lifespan, they kill them. Do you know why they kill them then?
Because of the people.
Because they can't get them pregnant.
Oh,
Is this not treating them like an object?
I think like this is something that they should live if they can get pregnant. They should live. I didn't know that they kill them because they can get pregnant.
Yeah,
so
a lot of
I
people
didn't
don't
know.
know. A lot of
But-
people
yeah,
don't know.
but definitely still a lot of people eat meat. I eat meat.
You still want to
yeah.
support this?
Definitely. On one say, I don't want to support, but on the other say, a lot of people will say that I'm not a good person, but I have to look on myself.
I don't know, man. I
Right.
think you would have to. You should consider also the victims of your choices. I think that you
There's
can't
a lot-
only look about what you want and what you get from it. I personally think in life we need to look also at the victims, even if the victims we don't see them, right? Like if we make choices and there's victims involved, I think we should make the choices that have the least victims, or maybe not at all.
Maybe I should reconsider my my thoughts.
Let me just
But-
give you a card. I appreciate you being open-minded, by the way, to the conversation. Just scan this QR code and watch the minion. That's it. I'll give you the card. It's okay.
Okay, so I will look on it.
Yeah, you have all the resources there needed for you, but I think that will help you, like, because you didn't know about dairy cows. They teach you about eggs and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I
Okay.
understand. Okay, so thank
So-
you for talking.
Hey, thank you for
Have a
having
nice
this
day.
conversation with me. Have a
Thank
nice
you
day.
too. You
and,
too.
Let's be nice to animals. That's all I want. Okay, it's not about me or you. It's about them. Okay.
Okay.
Cheers. Have a good
Bye.
one. I was a bit with him, wasn't I? I was a bit. I felt like I was a bit. But you see, he did change a little bit at the end, and that's exactly where I wanted him to be. I wanted him to change a little bit, and yeah. Folder, yeah, folder would have been a good one. I was thinking throughout it all if I should show the folder, but I feel like the folder would have just. Would have just confirmed his position and be like, I don't know. I think it's more important, again, as I said, that they watch the video. So we'll see. Do you bring security? I do not bring security. I'm my own security. Hi, you want to try it?
Maybe.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yes.
What's your name?
Alice.
Can you come a little bit closer? Alice.
Yes.
I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, where are you from?
Poland.
Poland. Okay, nice.
Warsaw.
Love it. I haven't been there, but I've heard good things.
Ah, it's very pretty.
So, Alice, I'm an animal rights activist. I fight for the rights of animals.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think animals deserve rights?
Yes.
What
Ah.
rights do you think they deserve?
I this might sound stupid to a lot of people, but I think like the same rights as people.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. Do you consume animal products?
I try to. I mean, I did a lot, like the normal person, but I'm trying to like not eat meat and a lot of other things, but it's kind of hard. I like nuggets.
Would you consider eating human nuggets made from killed humans?
No.
But you said that we should give the same rights to humans as we have to animals.
But maybe not exactly the same.
Not exactly the same.
Yeah.
So do you think an animal should have the right to live?
Yes.
Do you think that then we can get all these animal products without violating this right?
I mean, probably not, but
Probably not. Yeah. Yeah. Like take for instance
at
dairy.
least in like, not as much as we are doing right now.
But take for instance dairy cows, right? In the best case scenarios, why do you think cows produce milk?
Because they're probably the easiest to get it from.
No, but why do you think they make milk in the first place? Like, why would a human female produce milk?
To feed their babies.
Exactly. Yeah. You're one step ahead of me. I used to think cows eat grass and they produce milk, so you're doing better than me.
Thank you.
So yeah, they have to have babies. Do you think they get pregnant when they want to, or do you think farmers impregnate them?
Uh, Probably when farmers impregnate them. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw those a lot on YouTube and TikTok, so
Do you think animals should have the right to not be impregnated by humans?
yes, at least in a like normal way. I mean, of course, if we want to have milk, probably they were going to have to do it, but at least not as much as we're doing it right now.
So animals should have the right to be impregnated only a little bit. From time to time, they should be left alone.
This sounds bad.
Yeah. Let's continue. So when the babies are born, what do you think happens to the baby?
I know they are being taken away from their mothers.
Do you know why they do that?
No.
Because if they stay with their mother, they would drink the milk. So the
they're
main
using it.
the main reason why the mother makes the milk, we don't allow the baby to take advantage of that, right?
Yeah.
We separate them and we take the milk. If the baby is born male, what do you think happens to them?
They killed it? I don't know.
Yeah. And if they're born female, every year like their mother, impregnated, baby stolen and exploited. And repeatedly, year over year, up until the age of 8. And then they kill them. Do you know? They can live 24 years, so at a third of their lifespan. Do you know why they kill them then?
Probably because they won't produce as much milk.
It's a very good guess, yeah. Most of the times it's because they can't get them pregnant anymore. They try to and they don't get pregnant and then they kill them. Because they can't wait another year, they would have to feed them again, so that would be expensive.
Yeah.
Is this something you want to support?
Yeah.
Do you want to support what we do to cows?
No, I mean,
No. Yeah, I
support
figured you
to
meant
not do that.
Yeah, to not do that. Yeah. What would you call a person that doesn't support any of this?
Not nice.
No, that does not support what happens to cows.
I mean, like that does not support the bad things.
Yeah, yeah.
Not wait, English.
That's okay. Yeah, it's
Not support the bad things.
yeah.
So support the good things.
An animal. Sorry, a person who respects animals. Let's put it. This
That's
way.
a good person, I think.
It's a vegan.
Yes. I think
So veganism is about the animals, about respecting them. Do you think you would want to do that?
I mean, I'm trying to.
You're trying to?
Yes.
Where are you
I'm
having?
trying not to eat meat and try to eat a lot more vegetables.
Where are you having difficulty? Maybe I can help you.
Well, the main one is because I love McDonald's and I love burgers there. So that's pretty much it. I don't really eat that much meat other than that.
But can't you get a plant-based burger?
I can, but not in McDonald's.
Not in.
Not in McDonald's.
What is that? Magna? I don't know what.
McDonald's.
Oh, McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Oh. I think here they do have a plant-based version of it.
Oh, but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But in Poland we don't have it.
But do you think that it's justified because you want to eat McDonald's? It's justified
No, it's
to
not
kill an animal?
justified.
No.
But I'm
no.
trying to. No, it's just like sometimes you have this craving and you want to go and eat.
Do you think that this craving justifies it?
No.
No. Okay. I appreciate you at least being honest with it. Okay. So I'll ask you this one final question and I'll let you go.
Okay.
How many more animals should be exploited for you until you change?
I would like to change right now and no other animals being exploited, but
Yeah, I appreciate that answer either way. I appreciate it. There's no but. Listen, if you scan this QR code, there's
Okay.
a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist. They send you recipes every day and help you adopt a plant-based diet for free.
oh, okay.
Sounds like what you need. And I urge you, there's 2 videos on top, the minion or the most important speech you'll ever hear. Give them a watch, one of them. You'll
Okay.
enjoy them.
I
Okay?
surely will.
What was your name again?
Alicia.
Alice. Nice to meet you. I'm Chip. Have an awesome day. You also have my YouTube channel there if you want to hear the conversation again.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Have an awesome day. Bye. The sun coming in and out is making it very difficult for my eyes. But she was nice. She was nice. She was a bit nervous. I noticed. But she was saying the right things. It's warm. Yeah, it's very warm. I'm all sweaty. Where are your sunglasses? I actually have some sunglasses on me. Maybe I should put my sunglasses. The problem with sunglasses is that when I put sunglasses, not sunglasses, I don't know why I keep saying it like that. When I put sunglasses on, I become less inviting for some reason, but I think I need to protect my eyes at this moment, so I'll do that. Meanwhile, enjoy a little bit of the Rijksmuseum view. I have these little things that you can attach them to your glasses because, you know, I gotta be able to see also. There you go. My eyes are now safe. Let's see how many people will stop by. I look like an aviator. I look pretty cool right now. We need to eat meat to be healthy. No, we do not. Would? Nah, we don't need to eat meat to be healthy. Come on, you know we don't. We have empirical evidence. There are several people who are very healthy not consuming meat. We have the largest organizations of nutritionists and dietitians on the planet say the same thing. You know, based on empirical evidence, of course. They're not just making opinions. They base it on evidence. So, no. The LTN says, super cool. Thank you so much, the LTN. It's, I feel cool. Never been cool myself. Hey, you want to try a social experiment? Never been a cool person. Never. I've just been that geeky guy, always. I guess now I'm that geeky guy with muscles. But that's a thing nowadays, isn't it? Nowadays, the geeky guys are the ones with muscles. I don't know what's happening here. We pick and choose empirical evidence. No, we do not pick and choose empirical evidence. It's pretty clear that we don't, but you know, you believe what you want to believe, because at the end of the day, if you come with this attitude, you're probably already have your mind made up about it. You probably already know what you want to get out of it. You probably already know that you want to believe that you need it just to justify the horrors that you're supporting. But that's already for me. That means for me that you already know that in your head, you know you're supporting something horrific. The fact that your brain already does this mental gymnastics to justify this horrific thing that you're supporting, that already tells me that you know you're not doing something good. And everybody, welcome to the stream. I hope you've enjoyed some of the conversations we've had today. We're going to be having more conversations with people if they want to. Yeah, and let's see what people say. I've been trying also the animal abuse side. I tried some of the experiments. Maybe we'll change some of them here and there. We're trying to see what gets people going, what gets their mind a little bit thinking better in the right direction. At the end of the day, we want people to think of animals as individuals and stop oppressing them. You know what? Maybe we should actually start a conversation like that. Are animals individuals? If you're enjoying the conversations, remember to like the stream. It helps push it along to other people. If you're on mobile, you just gotta double tap to like. It's pretty simple. And if you're not already subscribed, you know, subscribe. Why not? I appreciate you if you subscribe. I love going home and looking at the numbers and being like, look at that, some people subscribe. Doesn't really mean anything. That's the reality of it. It's just, you know, we ascribe meaning to numbers that don't always mean something. You guys want to try a social experiment? Yeah. Let me make this view a little bit so that you see other people walking by, and I'm also going to move a little bit here so that you at least get to see a little bit of the people walking by. There's a lot of cool people walking on the streets today. I mean, I don't know what it is, man. It's always, I see in Amsterdam a bunch of cool people, everybody dressed in their own way, everybody has their own style, and you just kind of can understand that they're just interesting personalities, some of them. Like, they're just cool, you know? I just like to try and realize what identity people have simply by looking at how they dress, how they walk, and all this kind of stuff. What is Gilead? I think Gilead is a fictional, if I'm not mistaken, Gilead is a fictional land from The Handmaid's Tale. It's the place where they enslave women, isn't it? Hi. You guys want to try a social experiment? Yeah. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
But I gotta ask you, how old are you?
I'm 19. 17.
Okay, well you're 19. If you can theoretically consent. You want to be here so that you interview?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Alex.
Alex. I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from?
France.
France. Okay. So Alex, what do you think we have in common with animals?
With animals?
Yeah. Do you have any favorite animal, by the way?
Yes, I like you know, not the lion, but the one with black
Like
marks.
the zebra, you mean, or
No,
the
no, no,
like the tiger?
no. Jaguar.
Oh, the jaguar.
Yes,
Okay. Oh,
this
that's
one.
cool. That's
This
a cool
one,
animal.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think we have in common with them?
We reproduce.
Okay.
That's the thing Oh, we are close to nature. That's another thing. And then I would like to say that this one, I like it.
Do you think that they have emotions?
I think so. I think so. But I think we tend to forget about it.
Yeah. Do you think that they have a subjective experience of the world, meaning that they're subjects of their own universe? You know, they walk around looking at left, looking at right, kind of like how we do. You know, we're subjects of where we are, and we identify things out left and right. We form memories based on that.
Yeah, I think they do, but in a different way.
I mean, obviously, I think you
Yeah.
have a different experience than I do anyway. So
yeah.
I think everybody does that. But like,
Mhm.
similar enough. Do you think it is similar enough, as in they're just minding their own business, watching their own life?
Yeah, I think that it's similar, but just in way of feelings, like sensations.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, like us, but yeah.
I'm sure that their emotions are pretty different because they live in a different environment. They get stimulated in different ways, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you think they're individuals? Like, do you think that behind those eyes there's a somebody?
I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
Could be interesting to think about it for sure, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think that what makes us a somebody is this subjective experience, is the fact that we make decisions for ourselves and we experience the world through our eyes, and you know, I think that makes us a somebody, and I think since they have that, that also makes them a somebody.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Do you think it's? And let me tell you, I'm an animal rights activist. Do you think that these animals deserve rights?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think they deserve the right to not be enslaved by humans?
Yeah, they do.
They do, right? Do you think that maybe there's certain industries that enslave animals?
I'm sure there is. Yes.
Yeah. Can you name a couple?
I don't know. Industry.
Yeah.
I mean, for food. Obviously.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And how do you say cosmetics?
Cosmetics. Yeah. For clothing.
Clothing. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you can buy animal products in the shape of food, clothing, or cosmetics
Yeah.
without supporting animal slavery?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's hard to do. So.
It's hard, yeah, because the reality is all of them come from animal slavery, right? So if we buy an animal product, we are supporting some form of animal slavery. Do you think we need to buy any of these products? Food, clothing, or cosmetics?
We do. I think there is a nicer, I mean, better way to, like, more safer way for animals than, I mean, I don't know if you see what I mean, but there's other way to buy those products and not supporting slavery, but we don't do that, like, on a big scale.
Do you
for
think?
now.
Do you think, for example, let's say milk? Do you think we can have milk without animal slavery?
I think so.
Why do you think that cows produce milk in the first place?
That what?
Say it again.
Can
Why
you
do you think they produce milk in the first place?
Oh, because, I mean, it's kind of a need
Uh,
for us.
So why do you think cows produce milk for us, or do you think they
Oh,
have
no.
no? Yeah. Why do you think they do that? Why do you think they produce milk? Yeah, no worries, no worries.
Animals or like human?
Animals, well, every mammal in general, actually.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Why would you produce milk? You're a human female, right? Why would you produce milk if you did?
Oh, for me and my kids.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. So you'd have to have a baby,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
right.
it's the same reason why any other mammal female would produce a milk, right?
Yeah.
So cows would produce milk also the same reason, because they have babies. So do you think that they get pregnant when they want, or do you think farmers impregnate them?
I mean, yeah. I mean, they produce milk more because we then take it.
Yeah. So we impregnate them, right? Farmers impregnate
Oh,
them.
yeah.
And when the babies are born, they separate them from their mothers. Do you know why they do that?
To prevent them from giving them the milk.
Exactly, so that we can take the milk. You're right. You're right. Well, not a lot of people get that. That's a good one. Some people. Yeah. So and if the baby is born male, they don't produce any milk. So what do you think farmers do to them?
I'm not sure. Maybe no, not killing them, but
Where do you think veal comes from?
veal. I don't know what that means.
Oh, it's like baby cows, slaughtered baby cows.
Where they come from?
Yeah. So they kill them. The males they kill them and
Oh.
they transform them into veal or meat. Yeah. And if they're female, they suffer the same fate as their mother. Every year impregnated, every year babies taken, and every year exploited for their milk. And they do this repeatedly, year over year, until around the age of 8. And then they kill them at the age, somewhere around that age. They can live 24 years, so they kill them at a third of their lifespan. Do you know why they do that? Because they can't get them pregnant. Do you think any of this behavior is nice to do to animals?
No, it's not.
No. Do you think that if you're buying any type of dairy product, you are supporting this type of behavior?
In a way,
In a way, yeah. Do you think you could choose otherwise?
I'm sure there is way, but there's nothing that comes to my mind now.
What would you call a person who respects animals and does not buy any form of animal products?
Vegan?
Exactly, yeah. So do you think you could be vegan, for example?
That's a good question. I don't know.
You don't know?
I have to reconsider a lot of things in my life.
In your ideal world, what would you rather be? A person who supports this exploitation of animals, or a vegan who doesn't support the exploitation of animals?
Someone that doesn't support the
Yeah.
exploitation of animals.
Yeah, that would be vegan. Appreciate that. Yeah, so this is the hardest question and it's the last one. How many more animals should be exploited for you until you switch to be vegan?
I cannot answer that question. I don't know. It's hard. I'm not vegan for now. So,
So the reason why I ask this question is because we have to understand that every choice we're making, every choice you're going to be making from now on, you will be supporting a form of animal exploitation, right? And if you were in their shoes of the animal, you wouldn't want that to happen to you, right? You would say stop immediately. So if you don't want to support any of it, you can go vegan right now. You can choose any dish going forward as a plant-based dish, and then you can reconcile and do some research on how to do it on your own. But I'll give you some card to help you out. So if you scan this QR code, there's a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist. They send you recipes every day and help you adopt a plant-based diet for free.
okay.
And when you scan that QR code, on top of two videos appear, Dominion and the most important speech you'll ever hear. Can you promise me you'll watch one of those too?
Okay.
Just to learn about all the other practices in animal agriculture. To know what it is that you're supporting. Maybe you don't want to be part of it, okay?
Thank you.
I appreciate you having this conversation with me. What's your name again?
Thank you, Alex.
Alex. Let's respect animals. We all want respect, right? Let's treat them nicely. Just because we don't see what's happening to them, it doesn't mean we're not supporting the horrors that are, okay?
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Bye. You also have my YouTube channel there, by the way, if you want to watch the conversation. Man, it's so difficult to read the screen. It's like with the sunglasses and with the, I don't know why my phone today, the screen is particularly low, but yeah, that was a good conversation. She was nice. I think she understood some of the things. I did really like this question that I posed. In an ideal world, would you rather support animal exploitation or not? I think I'm gonna continue using that. That's a pretty good question. Just gets them to think a little bit. Oh shit, well my ideal self is one that doesn't. Let's see. You wanna try a social experiment? Chip, take off the hat. Why would I take off the hat? There's sun. I'm protecting myself. Plus, the hat is kind of my identity as I've been doing these streams, is it not? In ideal world, every day Saturday. Hey, you want to try a social experiment? Sometimes from time to time I hear people just reading the signs in the back of the ear, and they're like, I'm doing a social experiment, and usually they're part of a big group and they talk amongst each other. They're like, oh no, you do it, yeah, let's do it, let's all do it. They all feel so excited to do this social experiment. They think it's something really fun, and then I come up with the serious questions. I don't like being in this position. I don't like making people who think they're doing something fun that they're not doing something fun. But you know, it's serious. We need to discuss this. We need to stop oppressing animals. And the sad reality is, if I just put up a sign where I say, hey, come and talk to me about animals, most people would not stop, because most people, well, half of them at least would know what it is already about, and they don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to acknowledge that what they're doing is wrong, and they don't want to change. So hence they wouldn't come. That's why I'm holding the sign. I wish it weren't that way, but that's the sad reality. You guys have any questions? If you guys have questions, I can answer them while we wait for another person to come by. I do have a sign that says animal abuse is okay. This other part of the sign says animal abuse should be legal. Super chat isn't working. It says message not sent. Edit and try again. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Dave. I don't think I can fix it right now. Are bugs animals? I mean, I don't know. It's not about. Let me rephrase. I know we say don't abuse animals, don't exploit animals, but at the end, it's not about them being of the class Animalia. It's not about that. It's about them being sentient. So don't leave sentient animals alone. So bugs, yes, bugs are probably sentient. Most of them, as long as they have a brain, I'm pretty sure they're sentient. Aren't plants also living? Well, I just answered. Plants are not sentient. It's funny because if you come to the stream, maybe you're new, and you stay here for 30 minutes and you realize that everybody has the same, absolutely the same arguments. What about plants? Crop deaths, and what do lions do? These are the three most prevalent arguments that people bring up. And it's just so, they're a bit disingenuous because, come on, let's face it, cutting a plant is not the same as cutting the throat of a sentient being. We all know that. Like, you know that instinctively, but if you don't know that instinctively, well, you can look it up and find out that actually plants are not sentient, animals are. And even if you think that plants are sentient, I just have to say all this because I know that there will be some of you who will be like, what do you mean? I heard plants scream. I was there. I read that article. You definitely did not read that article. Or you definitely did not reach the study that said that, because the study very clearly said that plants do not scream, but rather they emit a sound through a process called cavitation, which is essentially just air bubbles forming and then being released. It's much like a balloon. If you think a balloon screams, then so does a plant. But yeah, let's imagine that you think plants are sentient. Even in that situation, it would be morally preferable for you to adopt a plant-based diet, for you to be vegan, because in that process, you kill considerably less plants. How is that? Well, it sounds counterintuitive, but the reality is that the animals that we grow, the animals that we exploit, are being fed considerably more plants than we would otherwise eat. So there you go. So yeah. And that's the same argument for crop production, in fact, because, well, there's more to be said about crop production. But yeah, most of the crops that we grow for food, we grow to feed the animals. So anything you have a problem with in crop production, it's it's monumentally intensified in the case of animal agriculture. Hey, John Caltag, nice to see you here. What's the social experiment? I ask people some questions, get them to think a little bit about their morals, try to get them to stop oppressing animals. Let's see. But no hair on my body would ever think animals are not meant to be eaten. Yeah, so if you cannot be convinced of something, even when shown empirical evidence against it, that would make you a zealot, you know, somebody who cannot be convinced of something, even when there's evidence against what they're saying. You essentially are saying just, I want to believe this, therefore I'll believe it. It doesn't really matter if there's evidence against it. And in a situation when there's incredible violence and oppression behind it, I would say it's also a little bit bigoted, but you know, the word bigoted only refers to antagonism towards humans, which I dislike. But there you go. If you consider that bigotry would be antagonism also towards all individuals, towards all sentient individuals, then it would also make you a bigot if you don't want to change your mind when presented with overwhelming evidence against your belief. Can we eat animals from the wild? Listen, we're not trying to find exceptions on how you can exploit innocent sentient beings or how you can kill innocent sentient beings. Animals in the wild also deserve to live. If everybody on this planet were to be consuming animal products coming from animals in the wild, all the animals in the wild, all of them will be gone in roughly 2 weeks. Imagine that, all of them in 2 weeks. So no, you should not be doing that, first of all. Second, but that's not the reason why you shouldn't be doing. I'm just saying that as a interesting factual thing. The reason why you shouldn't be doing that is because they are sentient beings. They have a will. They have a subjective experience. Do not force them to your will. Hey, you want to try a social experiment? Do not force them to your will. Leave them alone. You can choose otherwise. Stop trying to find ways to oppress animals. If you don't know what to consume, you can eat plant-based meat. There are so many alternatives today that are so similar that it's like insane to think that, you know, I want an innocent sentient being to have their throats cut. I want to be violent towards an innocent sentient being. Come on. There's even 3D printed meat these days. Like there's a restaurant here in Amsterdam that serves 3D printed meat. I don't think it's morally justified to cut the throat of an animal just because you want to eat some flesh. Oh, it has to be somebody's flesh, otherwise I don't like it. If it's not somebody's flesh, by golly, I'm not gonna like it. If somebody didn't suffer, somebody didn't beg for their life, I'm not gonna like the taste of it. I like it when they beg for their life. Imagine somebody saying that kind of bullshit. Please like the stream, people, says Pia. Hey Pia, nice to see you here. Did you get a notification now, Pia? Yeah, please everybody, don't spam in the chat. Try to have conversations. If you're gonna spam, you're just gonna be silenced. Doesn't help anybody. And if you're silenced, your messages are deleted and eventually you achieve nothing. Try to be smart about it. Try to have conversations. Try to make a point. Try to listen. We're here to have positive discourse. You wanna have a conversation with me? Yeah, that's okay. Okay, thank you. Have an awesome day. I follow a carnivore diet. Jesus Christ, dude. As a certified nutritionist, please do not do that. Please do not be influenced by the stupidest people on the internet. Please do not follow a carnivore diet. Please. Jesus Christ. You know when you'll see that? You know when that will affect you? I mean, if you continue doing it, it will affect you way sooner rather than later. But at some point, it will catch up to you. You will start having, what is it called? Cardiac failure? Insufficient cardiac? I don't know what it's called. It's when your heart can no longer pump as much blood as it needs to because of, I don't know, hypertension, because of too much cholesterol, all this kind of stuff. Don't be stupid. Just be smart. You know, eat smartly. At least look after yourselves. The brand account was not the answer. I thought this was supposed to be simple. Fuck me for thinking that. I love you all unless you aren't vegan. Axel, I'll help you out. Axel. I'll help you out tomorrow. Okay? I probably won't have the time today, but I'll help you out tomorrow. Serious question. Okay. Please form the questions. Predation, killing, and eating meat are natural. Humans evolved as omnivores. Thrived due to animal consumption. Well, actually, in reality, the only reason why we thrived was because we could get more calories in and thus our brains develop faster. But the issue nowadays is not that we can't get enough calories. In fact, the issue today with humans, the reason why most humans die today is because of, too many calories. You look around and people are mostly fat. People are not mostly thin. So I would say that then you should try to pick the foods that are the least energy dense, not and the most nutrient dense, and those are usually plant-based foods. Because animal products are energy dense, they are high in calories, and plant-based products are nutrient dense because they're high in micronutrients. Let's see if we can get some people here because there's a lot of people coming back. But just like animals, people, they see a sign, but if nobody stopped, they're not stopping. You want to try a social experiment? Just like all other animals. They need the approval of others in order to do something. Let's see. Well, maybe they want to stop. They're from Spain. Okay. Hi. You want to try the social experiment? Yeah. How old are you girls? 18. 18? Okay, that's okay. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah. Yes.
It's over there. I need to ask, right? I'm Chip. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Pepa. Clara.
Pepa?
Clara.
Clara?
Greta.
Greta. Pepa, Clara, and Greta.
Social experiment. Arthur.
Arthur. Nice to meet you. I'm Chip. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So I'm an animal rights activist. I fight for the rights of animals. Do you think animals deserve rights?
Yeah. We were just talking about it.
What were you talking about?
About our pets.
About our pets? Oh, do you think they deserve rights?
Yes,
Yes.
totally.
What rights do you think they deserve?
Food,
And
a good house,
life.
Do you think they
a
deserve
love, they love,
Healthy
health.
style living.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think they deserve the right to not be killed by us?
What do you mean by
Yeah, but it's so difficult because
all kind of animals?
I don't know. Do you think the animals deserve the right to not be enslaved by us? Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it happens anyways.
It happens anyways, right?
Yes, it happens.
Are you guys against animal slavery?
Yeah, I'm against animal torture.
Animal torture? But slavery is okay?
No, it's not okay, but it happens anyways.
Happens anyways.
Yes.
No. Do you think that there's something you might be doing that supports slavery of
Yeah,
animals?
totally.
Well, what is it?
Eating.
Eating, yeah. Eating animal products, yeah. Do you
And
think,
don't know where the animals came from or the tortures they experimented.
do you think you need to consume animal products?
Yes.
Yeah? What if you found out that you don't need them?
I think
Yeah,
that
but animals also need to consume animal products.
Which animals need to consume animal products?
They eat, my cat eats.
There's vegan food for cats also, but that's a different scenario, right? Like
my dog eats chicken.
there's vegan food also for dogs. That actually has shown better outcomes overall, better health outcomes. But either way, like let's talk about yourselves first, right? Do you think that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet?
Yes, but
We
it's
can, but
very,
it's expensive. It's
What
really
if-
expensive.
what-
and
if it
when you
weren't
start
expensive? What
when
if
you
you-
start eating, it's very hard to stop.
Yes.
And if,
When
if,
all of your life you
someone-
have been
if someone proposes an easy and cheap way to do it, I think I will.
Yeah. So if there's a way to do it that's within your budget, and there's a way to do it that I don't know helps you curb a habit, then there's no reason not to do it, right? Because after all, if you continue to do it, can you still say that you're against animal slavery, knowing that you always have the choice not to support it?
I think it's very hard now to stop.
What is it harder? Is it harder for you to stop consuming animal products,
Yes.
or for animals
Yes.
to
Yes, because I think it's included in anything we eat.
So it's harder for you than for the hundreds of animals that are
Not
killed?
torture, but very hard to change it.
Can you hold this for a second?
Yes.
Però una cosa sembra conya perquè just estàvem parlant d'això. No, 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 no.
So is this torture?
Oh man,
Yes.
that's brutal. That's brutal.
What did they do to John Pork, man?
Yeah.
What did they do, man?
This is bad, isn't it?
This
is very bad.
Yeah, yeah. Are you vegan?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. This is the day-to-day of millions of animals every day.
Man, they really got a free daddy for real.
By you choosing something else, you could spare at least one animal from this day-to-day life. Do you think it's important that you try to spare this one animal
Yeah,
from a
I think
day-to-day life?
Yes.
Yeah,
How
right.
long have you been vegan for?
I've been vegan for 4 years now,
Nice.
and I was vegetarian for 8.
Nice.
I was vegetarian thinking that's enough, but then I found out that dairy cows go through the same shit.
Yeah.
They get exploited and killed.
What
Yeah.
caused you to go vegetarian?
I just didn't like meat. It
Alright.
wasn't necessarily for the animal.
What led you to pursue?
So I became vegan because I thought it's wrong what we do to animals.
Yeah.
But I was vegetarian just for health purposes because the reality is meat is not that healthy for you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, like red meat is carcinogenic. White meat has detrimental effects that can only be curbed if you consume enough plants alongside.
Yeah.
So it's not that good for you. But yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever found it difficult to be vegetarian or vegan? Like, have there been times you found it
No.
difficult?
No, reality is very easy. It's
Yeah.
I think the only hard part is that most people think it's difficult to start. Like if you consume
Yeah.
animal products, it's like a change that is difficult.
Yeah.
But once you do it, it's like, no, my life is just as easy as your life. I mean, I go to a
I'm
supermarket and buy the same
vegetarian.
things. You're vegetarian, yeah. Well, you're not part of the same group as them, right?
No.
No. Okay. Well, let me give you guys some cards, okay? Especially your friend there. She was like, I liked her. She said she. Let me give you a card. That's okay. That's okay. Listen, it's not easy to see that kind of thing. I understand that. So Greta, I'm gonna give you this card. That's okay. On that card you have a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist. They send you recipes every day, and they help you go vegan for free within your price range, within everything.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Can I keep it?
I'll give you 3 cards in total.
Okay, thank you.
Scan the QR code and there's 2 videos on top. Just watch one of them to learn about everything we do to animals. Okay.
Okay,
You might not
I'll
be
do
okay
that.
with it. You just and
No,
it's
we
be-
understand it, but it's hard.
it's not hard. It can seem hard. Like any other change in life can seem hard. But once you start it, it's actually pretty easy.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we'll know about
What's
it.
your name in
I'm Chip. You have my YouTube channel also there.
Real cheap guy.
Yeah. That's on Instagram, and you also have my YouTube channel.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and let's be respectful to animals. Okay.
What do you eat? Generally?
You wanna go? Are you okay being
sure.
live for my YouTube channel? You guys are okay? Yeah.
What's up, guys?
What do you eat generally as a vegan?
Oh, a lot of people ask me that. I don't
Yeah.
know. I always eat something else every day. Today I ate for breakfast. Well, I always have a protein smoothie because I go to the
Nice.
gym and
Yeah,
afterwards
yeah.
I have a big smoothie. And for lunch I had, I think, some potatoes with some tofu
Yeah.
and some kimchi. That's my usually go-to. It's
Yeah.
I put everything in the air fryer, take it out and eat it. I'm a lazy person, so.
Nice.
there
Yeah.
you go.
What kind of protein is in your smoothie?
So I use a combination of pea protein, brown rice, and soy.
Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's hard with vegan proteins to have like a high quality one. You have to have a mix like that. So-
I mix them myself.
Do you?
Yeah, because
That's
I
probably
feel
cheaper, isn't it?
it is cheap. I don't know if it is cheaper actually. I just do it because I started doing it that way. Ever since I was vegetarian, I was consuming plant protein.
Yeah.
I don't like whey. I never liked whey, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
That's
why
fair
I
enough.
consume plant protein. But
Yeah.
how do you guys feel about animals? Like, do
Yeah,
you think it's okay?
I've been vegetarian for 3 years. I used to be vegan, but I kind of switched back because I found it really difficult. Like preparing meals was difficult. Getting protein was difficult because I didn't really know what to do. Like it's something you have to like go into, like you like teach yourself to like be vegan. I would recommend like going vegetarian first and then switching to being vegan. after
But
a
do you
while.
think being vegan is a diet?
Yeah, it's definitely a diet. Yeah, yeah.
It's not. It's not.
It's not.
No.
But
So
it's
being
a lifestyle or
so
something.
being vegan is for the animals. What being feminist is for women.
Oh right, okay.
Where
Yeah, I get it.
it's like respecting their rights.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah, yeah.
saying, don't leave them alone.
I
you
mean,
know?
it's a diet as well, though.
I think it's only a diet because we use animals in a way that we created the diet
Yeah.
out of animals. Like if we ate women, then being a feminist would also be a diet. You see, because you wouldn't have to
Okay,
eat
Yeah, I
women.
see what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's not
That's an
necessarily.
interesting like
Yeah,
analogy, but
yeah,
I see
because
what you mean.
it's not a diet per se. It's literally saying, hey, let's respect animals, leave them alone.
Alright.
So as a consequence, we don't
Yeah.
eat them. But do you think that in the dairy production, animals also suffer?
Yeah, I know they definitely suffer. Like
Yeah.
I'm like informed on it.
Yeah.
I'm informed on like the like chicks and stuff and like eggs and like dairy. I don't know. It's just I find it difficult to make the change so far. I mean, like I'm going to at some point. I'll do it. I'll switch to being vegan when I leave home. But
How old are you?
I'm 18.
Ah, you're 18.
Yeah.
And when are you leaving home?
A couple of months.
A couple of months.
So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Eventually.
that's okay, I guess. But
Mm.
I'll ask you a question afterward. How do you feel about this?
How do I feel about
Yeah, I don't know.
veganism?
Animals, veganism.
Yeah, no,
in
yeah,
general.
yeah. I mean, I've seen it all, man. Yeah, it's definitely wrong. I would say being vegan is definitely the best
Yeah.
choice, right?
Yeah. Do you think you could make that choice?
I think I could. I don't. Yeah. I don't really have a problem with switching, leaving meat on my diet. I think it would be. I think I could do it. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll
How do you
definitely
feel?
try.
I think like in the way the world currently is, you know, not all animals in food production are treated well, and I think
None of them are treated well. All of them are treated like objects. There's no animal in animal agriculture that's not treated like an object.
Do you think it's possible?
Not in animal agriculture, no, because
No?
at the end of the day, animal agriculture implies us bringing them to life and us taking their life for their body.
What if we give them an animal minimum wage? No.
I mean, either way, like, fair, fun. No, like either way, at the end of the day, nobody cares about who they are as individuals. They just care about their body. If their body is big enough, they kill them. If their body doesn't produce milk, they kill them. If their body doesn't make enough eggs, they kill them. It's all about their body, not who they are, what they want, or anything. So I don't think it's possible now. I think there can be better ways of doing it, as you said, right? Like, obviously, a cow kept in a tight container is worse than a cow who has access on the field.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
but overall, they're all just as bad. It's like the same as saying there's grades to being a feminist also, right? Like you can slap women's asses or you can rape women. Obviously, slapping women's asses is better than raping women. But both
they're
of them
far
are
from
bad.
ideal.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I see your point. I don't know. I think I'm less convinced than you are that like a cow who has access to, you know, wide open spaces and a lot of fresh green fields and all the water they want and aren't, you know, just in general treated. I think it's possible that a cow on a farm can be treated well. Maybe more.
What kind of
so-
farm? Dairy farm, you mean?
I was gonna say more so for dairy farm than for beef.
I would say dairy farm is the most cruel industry ever. Do you want to tell them why?
Is it because the calves are taken away from their mothers?
Oh, that's one of the things. Do you
But
know
it's
why?
also like raping cows.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah.
So they forcefully inseminate them. They take away their babies. Do you know why they take away their babies?
Because if
They make
if the
produce
calf
milk for longer.
yeah if the calf like drinks the cow's milk and then grows up, then it'll stop producing milk. Is that right?
So they take away the babies so that they don't drink the mother's milk.
Yeah.
Because if they stay with their mother, they will drink the milk, and farmers need to sell that milk. You know, it's a business.
Yeah.
So yeah, they separate them. If the baby is born male, what do you think they do to them?
Do they kill them?
Or in the best case scenarios, as you described them, they grow them up to a year or two, and then they kill them.
Okay.
And if they're female, the same fate as their mothers. Every year impregnated, every year babies taken, and every year exploited for their milk, repeatedly up until the age of 6 to 8, after which they kill them. Cows can live 24, 25 years. Do you know why they
Okay.
kill them at that age?
Is the meat better at that age?
No, but sometimes they also do that because of that. No, they kill them because they can no longer get them pregnant.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, because the cows get pregnant when they're in heat, and they're once a year. So if they don't get them pregnant that time, they would have to wait another year. And you know.
Do you think
that's costly.
somebody's at fault? Like, is it the farmers at fault? Is it the people eating the meat? Is it the government?
It's a very complicated
Yeah.
system. The reality is, I think I blame most than everything is the corporations who put out propaganda that we need to consume animal products, that animal products are good, that animals are treated nicely. All of this is just propaganda that they sell. In reality, animal agriculture is one of the worst things, and you can just imagine no matter how you think it might be nice, just replace the animal with a human being and ask yourself if it actually is nice. Because at the end of, and imagine a human being who does not really know what's happening to them, right? So you can't say, well, they have a different cognition or something. No, there's human beings who have the cognition abilities of an animal, and still we wouldn't put them in those situations. Who is it to blame? I think corporations are to blame for the size of it, but I do think governments have some fault in it. I think there should be more transparency about what happens to animals. I think you as consumers should have not labels that tell you, look, the animal was treated nicely or not, because none of those are true, but actual true labels about what the practices were, maybe even image, video, I don't know, stuff like that.
Like there are on like cigarette packages.
Yeah, like there are on cigarette packages like that, yeah.
That's good, yeah.
Because then I think people would at least know kind of what they're supporting. A lot of the times we forget just how violent all of this is. As I showed you that image, right? It's pretty violent.
Do you think there are any reasons for eating meat, like as a counter argument?
I think there's obviously you can get some of the micronutrients and some of the macronutrients easier, right? Like some of the meat is definitely high in protein, and some of the
it's a higher quality protein as well than most vegan sources.
I wouldn't call it that, but I'll explain why. So the digestibility of protein is better, but that doesn't really matter because the digestibility of plant protein is also it's just the same. The only reason why digestibility goes down is because there's certain nutrients in plants that make the digestibility slower, or they bind to certain proteins or stuff like that, and that makes some of the protein not be. They're still digestible. The body still uses them, but not necessarily for growing muscle. Let's say.
Okay.
But if you eat meat with vegetables, which you should, because meat is detrimental to our health actually. Red meat is carcinogenic. White meat, as I said, it's detrimental on. If above 200 grams, if you don't consume plants, it's also carcinogenic. So I think maybe fish meat is healthy.
Okay.
So there are benefits we can get from it, obviously, but I don't think those benefits matter because there's lives at stake, right? They're individuals. Say it again.
And environmentally, it's not great either.
Environmentally, none of it is great, and they're all innocent individuals. You know, they put their trust in the farmers. They think, look, this person is taking care of me. They're giving me food. They're taking my baby, and all of a sudden you see them taking their baby away. You see them butchering some. Sometimes their friends disappear. What happened? Like, if you imagine the life that an animal actually goes through, it's a pretty fucked up life. Because
do you think there are any animals that aren't like don't have the cognition enough to understand like okay, we can make the difference. Like killing a pig is pretty bad, but maybe like an insect. Like where's that line?
So I think sentience is a on-off switch. I think most animals have the subjective experience if they have a brain. There are animals who don't have brains, but they do have a central nervous system, like they, for instance, bivalves.
Yeah.
So for bivalves, I don't know whether they're sentient or not. There's people who say they are. There are people who say they're not. I personally err on the side of caution. You know, I say like, I don't need to eat them. Why would I risk exploiting a sentient being? So I just err on the side of caution. But the reality is, you know, nowadays we have so many options. It's like obviously it's a little bit more convenient because we grew up doing this one thing and we know how to do it. But it changes so fast. Like you just have to go through it 1 month, maybe 2 for some people, and afterwards it's exactly what you feel right now. The same convenience you will have on plant-based products. It's the same thing.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Let me give you some cards before you go. And I'll ask you the same question. I don't know if I asked them. How many more animals should be exploited for you until you change?
None.
None. You gotta go vegan, man.
Yeah.
I'm going vegan.
I appreciate you. How about you?
I'll definitely think about it.
Okay.
You know, I think it would be a big change in my life, but you've made some really good points.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. You know, that's the whole thing about it.
Dominion is a good.
Dominion is a good.
That's what made me vegetarian.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe watch Dominion. You should watch Dominion. You understand something from there. And you have a thing there called Challenge 22. As I told them, they hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day, and they help you adopt a plant-based diet for free.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Hey, where are you guys from, by the way?
Scotland.
Scotland. Man, you guys are open-minded. You're young.
First day here.
Dude,
So.
I appreciate you guys. Let's make changes. You know, when I see open-minded people, I tell them the same thing. They know, and that is you have moral responsibilities.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are open-minded. So if you're open-minded, you got to make changes, because you know there's people to this day who still think individuals of different races should not have rights, or women should not have rights.
Yeah.
And yet the only reason why they're protected right now is because of other open-minded people who made the change and eventually led to making laws so that we can protect them. So we need we're on the same track right now, okay?
Yeah.
We need the same thing going.
Cool.
Thank you guys.
Enjoy.
Have an awesome day.
Yeah, you too.
And
You're looking huge,
go
by the
vegan.
way.
Thank you. A lot of people tell me that.
Yeah.
I don't have problems building muscle, so that.
Yeah, no, I was gonna make that point, but then I was like, it's not bad.
Cheers. Nice guys, huh? I mean, I'm a bit sweaty. That's what I don't like about having muscles, everybody. If you never knew this side of having muscles, and that is that you sweat a little bit more. Otherwise, it's all good. Yeah, the guys were really nice, huh? The guy, one of them said they want to go vegan. The other guy was like, yeah, none. Like, I appreciate it. And those three guys, they stopped, they watched it, they want to have conversations. Hell yeah, man, it's nice to see people like that. I think I might cut that conversation. They give me hope. Yeah, Bible Dumb Podcast. That's true. They do give me hope also. Man, Davey, it's been so long. I haven't listened to your podcast in a while. I miss it. I haven't listened to anything in a while, to be honest. I've been dealing with my own shit, to be honest. It's been a difficult week. Up until like maybe the day before yesterday or something. Now it's more okay. If I keep chickens, why can't I eat the eggs? That's a good question. So in the egg production, there's a couple of things you should know. First of all, if you do buy chickens from breeders, you will be supporting something that is highly unethical. Like if you see here, they are male chicks, the ones who don't produce eggs. They are blended up alive. So for every egg-laying chicken, there was a male chick that was blended up alive on their first day of life. So if you buy that, you will support it. Let's imagine you don't buy that. You take a rescue chicken. You can do that. Okay, so now if you take a rescue chicken and you get them in your backyard, is it okay to take the eggs? Personally, I don't think it is moral to take their eggs still, because you're still seeing them as objects. You're still taking from them because you want to, and you're looking after your interest. If, however, you're taking the eggs because it's better for them to take them, because, you know, for example, what they do in sanctuaries is they feed some of the eggs back to them. They smash them on the ground like chickens. They peck at it and they get the nutrients back. So if you did that and you still have some remaining eggs, let's imagine, and you would take those eggs because if they stay there, maybe they rot or it's bad for the chicken. So you take them for their interest, and instead of throwing them away, you want to eat it. There's no problem. But you have to look after their interests, not your own. That's the difference. And I know it can sound like, oh, but that's just a principled view. Maybe it does sound that way, but the reality is once you start objectifying animals, you just objectify animals, and you shouldn't. I think animals are not objects, and even if you do have an animal in your backyard, you will still treat them like an object. Of course, there's also the issue that on any farm that you buy eggs from, the minute that chickens no longer produce enough eggs, and that's dependent on each farm what that means, they kill the chickens. So of course you should not do that also. But I think I was pretty clear. It's about looking after their interests. So if you have animals, if you want to have an animal companion, you need to look after their interests. Just like you do if you have a child, you should look after their interests. Just like you do if you have a pet companion, you should look after their interests. And just like you do if you have an animal companion that also makes eggs, look after their interests. I think that was pretty clear. Convince me my brain would have evolved this far on tofu and quinoa alone. Nah, I don't eat quinoa ever. I don't know what you mean. This whole quinoa debate. Quinoa is actually a pretty good food. It's complete protein. It's easy to grow everywhere. It's quite a surprisingly amazing crop. And soy is also amazing. So do I need to convince you? No, I mean, there's empirical evidence that you can thrive on a plant-based diet. Should you be eating only tofu and quinoa? Definitely not. You should be eating a varied diet. that consists of leafy greens, all rainbow-colored vegetables and cooked and uncooked vegetables. You should be having a lot of lentils, legumes in general, and yeah, if from time to time you want to consume plant-based meat, you want to consume something that is a bit higher processed, that won't affect your health. So yeah, that's an easy way of putting it. But you know what? As I told these guys, what I ate today was some potatoes with some tofu. That is pretty much my go-to meal. Some air-fried potatoes or air-fried tofu and some kimchi on the side. I'm a lazy person. It works. And afterwards, I have, I think, a protein bar. But I have a different protein bar every time. Just because I want something sweet. And yeah, and some fruits, of course, as a dessert also. Hey, Martin, thank you so much, Martin, for the donation. Thank you. Martin, I appreciate you so much, man. You moderate it, donate also. Oh. Martin is the king of moderators on every channel. When Martin joins, everybody's like, all hail Martin, the king of moderators. Martin the goat, yes. What about the bugs? They don't count because they aren't cute? What exactly do you mean? As I've stated pretty clearly, you're probably new here, but I'll state it again. Bugs matter. All life matters at the end of the day, but sentient life matters above non-sentient life. If the bugs are sentient, then they definitely matter more than non-sentients. And I think all bugs are sentient, or at least most of them are. And yes, they do matter. And if you're talking about the bugs that die in crop production, that is a sad fact. I wish it didn't happen. I wish we just embraced GMOs more, because most GMOs are actually made that they don't require pesticides or herbicides. That would be awesome. I wish we had vertical farming, because in that way we wouldn't require pesticides yet again. I wish we had veganic farming, because yet again that would imply no pesticide. So yeah, we have other methods of farming crops. However, sadly, we cannot tackle those crop methods unless we tackle, we can't possibly change the fact that we exploit, the fact that we kill all of these insects and animals in crop production. We definitely can't change that unless we first change the fact that we bring to life animals only to use them and kill them, right? Doesn't really make sense that anybody would care. I wish that would be the case. But even if that were the case, by the way, that would still not be an issue where I would have to speak to people on the street. That would be a systemic issue. That would be something where I speak to farmers maybe, or I speak to the government to help incentivize them. It's not something that people could get to choose. You as an individual don't even know if the vegetable that you're buying has come from which form of crop production or on another, right? You don't know that. And either way, maybe this will put a nail into the coffin of all of it. In crop production, most of the crops that we grow for food are actually grown to feed the animals. So any of these deaths that you think are bad, insects, I don't know, some people say what, moles, voles, rabbits, blah, 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 blah. So they heard it on Ted Nugent. Oh, Ted Nugent. I don't even know how he speaks, but I'm sure he's pretty stupid. Well, at least that statement of his was pretty stupid. And yeah, so you think any of these individuals who are being killed in the protection of those crops, obviously that would be multiplied knowing that most of those crops are grown to feed the animals. Plus on top of that, you add the exploitation, abuse, and the slaughter that innocent animal had to suffer. And you got yourself a pretty clear choice which one is more ethical, without even any opinion involved in the matter. You want to try a social experiment? I might need to hydrate. You speak a lot. You want to try it? I just ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
It's about animals.
Okay.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Okay.
How old are you?
16.
Is your mother okay with you being live on my channel? I need some consent.
Que es un link de YouTube, que la gente lo puede ver en directo. Da igual. Que tienes que dar tu permiso. Que soy menor. Okay, so no.
Oh, so no, it's okay. You can also be off camera if you want to have a conversation with me. You can be off camera if you want to have a conversation with me.
It's okay. I don't know.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay, that's okay. So you want to be off camera or
On.
you want to be on camera? Then you got to be here, but only if she consents. I can't because you can't.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. 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 So I'm an animal rights activist. I fight for the rights of animals.
Okay.
Do you think animals deserve rights?
Yes, I do.
What rights do you think they deserve?
I think, for example, animal testing, I think it should be more like control
Yeah.
because they suffer.
Do you think it's bad to test cosmetics on animals?
Yes, I do, because medicine, okay, I know we need to advance and cancer and that kind of things, but makeup, I mean, it's not that necessary and they shouldn't suffer that much.
So if it's not necessary, we should not be using an animal.
I don't think so. Nowadays, there are like lots of techniques we could use. We could like create with biotechnology, for example, we can create like cells and those kind of things, and maybe we can test with that, not animals.
Yeah. So would you say that it is cruel to use an animal without any need?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Do you think that also applies to the animals for clothing or for food?
What was the question?
Yeah,
English
yeah,
is
sure.
not my
That's okay. That's
first
okay. That's okay. So do you think that the same applies to animals that we use for clothing or for food? Like take for instance a cow, right? Do you think it's cruel to use them knowing that we don't need to?
I don't know, because I like meat, but this is really cruel for me.
But would it
by
be
me, so.
justified if I like some cosmetics, knowing that they test on animals? Is that justified?
I know what you're saying. It's not justified. I mean, it's the same thing, but
Yeah.
I think it depends because like the cadena trófica.
The trophic chain.
Yeah, the trophic chain. I
But
think
do you
that
think these animals are part of the trophic chain?
yes, because like for example, cows that we like for ganado.
But what's a trophic chain?
A trophic chain, like for example, the one that is up, it's the one that is below, and
What's
again
the
and again.
purpose of it?
That I don't know. It's nature. For example, a snake, it's a mouse, and like that. And maybe we don't have the right to be on top and eat whatever we like.
But a trophic chain's purpose is to show how energy flows in an ecosystem. So a trophic, like the pyramid, there's a pyramid usually that you see, and at the bottom is plants. Then there's the animals who eat plants, and then there's the animals who eat animals, and then the animals who eat other animals, right? So what it shows is that the energy that's at the bottom, the plants get energy from the sun. Then the animals who eat the plants get less energy. Then the animals who eat those animals get even less energy, and so on until to the top, as you said, the least amount of energy is used, right? So it's a measurement of how energy flows. It's not a power structure, right?
Yeah.
But if it was a power structure, do you think it's okay to do this to animals because we have power over them?
No, I don't
No.
think so.
No. So what is the difference? Because in the case of testing for cosmetics, you said it's the same. If I want to buy a cosmetic because I want to, because I like that cosmetic, and they test on animals, it's cruel to animals. And if I want to buy an animal product, which yet again is cruel to an animal, what's the difference there? Is it not the same?
Yes, it is the same.
It is
basically.
the same. Yeah. How do you stand with animal cruelty? Are you against it? Are you for it?
I mean, I'm not for or against. I'm in the middle because, how you have said, for example, in the cosmetic camp, I'm against. I think it's really cruel. But for example, I'm not vegetarian. I eat meat, so I'm in the middle.
But do you think you need to consume meat?
Well, maybe some kind of meat, but maybe not that much, or maybe the OGMs, I think it's called, the ones that are like created on labs. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's maybe we shouldn't eat that much, but maybe a little bit of meat we should.
But what if you realize that we don't need to consume any meat? So all of it is optional to us. Wouldn't that mean that when we choose an animal product, it's even more cruel because we make a conscious choice? Yeah. So what's stopping you from not supporting this? Is it just because you like it?
I don't know. I think it's maybe by the ambiente, no me sale. Environment.
The
The
environment.
environment, I mean, because
Oh.
like I'm surrounded by, I don't know, it's in my house. For example, for dinner, it's what I have to eat. It's not. No, I like.
Let's test this a little bit. So if
Okay.
your mom all of a sudden starts eating dogs,
No.
you're not gonna eat dogs? No. So why do you give moral consideration to dogs but not cows?
I don't know. I think it's because it's more normalized. But yeah, it shouldn't. It's cruel.
It shouldn't be that way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you understand the message. It's just,
Mhm.
you know, like if you were in the shoes of an animal, if you think from their perspective,
Yeah.
do you think you would wanna, like?
Eaten, no.
No, you wouldn't want to be eaten.
No.
No. So what do you want to do going forward? Like I understand that what happened was in the past, but going forward, do you want to continue supporting this? Try to detach yourself a little bit from how that looks like, and just ask yourself if you actually want to support it, because there's ways that it can happen. It's just I'm just curious to see, do you actually want to support this?
Like against or?
Yeah, like do you want to support this cruelty towards animals for
No.
food? No.
No. I think maybe little by little we will go.
How would you
away.
call a person that does not support any of it?
That doesn't support what?
Cruelty towards animals.
Who doesn't support animal friendly? I don't know.
Vegan.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. You know. So being
Okay.
vegan, it's about the animals. It's not a diet. It's about respecting them for cosmetics,
yeah.
for food, for clothing, for all of those situations. You know. Do you think have you ever considered being vegan yourself?
No.
No. Do you think you could be vegan?
Maybe. Vegetarian it could be easier because, for example, eggs. But yeah, maybe. I
But
could
do
be
you know,
vegan.
for example, what happens to like in eggs? You said eggs, right?
Yes.
Do you know, for example, where chickens come from?
Yeah, I've seen like documentaries in which the chickens are like all in cages and like exploited. I don't
Yeah,
know if it's
yeah.
like okay.
Yeah, that's one thing. But like the chickens that lay eggs, they're females, right? So what do you think happens to the male chicks, the ones who don't produce eggs?
I don't know. I think they have like one, so they can.
So obviously
know.
for every female chicken, there is also a male chicken that was born, right? It's only normal. It's 50-50,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So, but somehow out there, by the way, there's a different breed. The breed that we breed for eggs is different than the breed that we breed for
For
meat.
Okay.
Yeah. So for every female chicken out there, there was a male chick who was killed. They killed them on their first day of life, and normally, hold this for a second.
Okay.
I'll show you. It's not that graphic.
I'm sorry. It could it be quicker because
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
to
yeah,
go.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'll just show you this, and then I'll.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I've seen it.
There's
Like,
some.
Maybe it's here.
No,
Oh.
that's very good. I don't want to
Okay,
show
okay.
you something like that. That's
Okay.
pretty bad. No, I want to show you specifically for eggs, because I think it's here. Huh? Yeah, it's here. So, as you see here, these are the male chicks, and they get put in an industrial blender. This is the most standard practice. Sometimes they put them in a bag and they asphyxiate them to death. It depends on the farm, but yeah. So, and that's one thing. And when they can no longer produce enough eggs, what do you think they do to them?
They kill them probably.
Yeah, yeah. So all of this plus the fact that we selectively bred them to lay 300 eggs a year, when in the wild they would lay 10 to 15 eggs a year. So imagine losing this
Yeah.
part of your body when your body is like 10% of your body every single day. It's also taxing. It's an egg is like their period, you know. So imagine having your period every single day for your whole
Yeah.
life. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's
Let
pretty
me just
cruel.
give you a card because I want to respect your
Oh,
time,
okay.
and I appreciate you stopping by. What was your name again?
Raquel, Rachel.
Raquel. Nice to meet you, Raquel. I'm Chip.
Okay.
So, if you scan this QR code, there's a documentary they'll call Dominion on top, or The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear. They both appear on top. You promise
Okay.
me you'll watch one of them?
Okay.
Just to learn about animal agriculture,
Okay,
to
okay.
learn what it is. And if you decide that you don't want to be part of any of it, you have several resources there to help you out, okay? I appreciate you, Raquel. Have an awesome day, and let's respect animals, okay? Cheers. You guys want to try it?
What would I talk to you about?
Well, I talk about animals.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, what kind of animals?
Are you okay being live for my
Yeah,
YouTube channel
yeah,
first?
yeah.
Can you come here so that you view?
There
Nice.
we go.
What's your name?
My name is Beth. Beth.
Beth. I'm Chip. Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I'm from New York.
New York. Okay. So I talk about animals. I'm an animal rights activist. I fight for the rights of animals.
Yeah.
Do you think animals deserve rights?
Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What rights do you think they deserve?
I
I think that it's inhumane to test on them. I think that animal cruelty is something that is far more prevalent than a lot of people realize, especially in places like aquariums and zoos. I think that they should be more dutifully looked after.
So let's talk about, you said testing and zoos.
Yes.
Why are those cruel to animals?
Because when animals aren't in the correct environments, it's really cruel and really sad, honestly. And then testing, it just feels really unnecessary with the kind of technology we have today and the kind of research that we've done into science and what we know already. I don't think that there's kind of any need for that anymore.
So do you think that if there is no need to enslave an animal and use an animal how we want, then it's wrong to do so?
Yes, I think it's wrong.
Okay. Do you think this applies also in situations like for clothing or for food?
Yes, absolutely, yeah. I've done a lot of research into fast fashion, and fur factories is one of the biggest issues out there. I hate buying real fur. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's cruel.
Leather is the same, right?
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. What about food? Do you think for food is the same? We don't need to consume animal products, so...
I think it really depends on the kind of way it's taken care of, because I do think that there is a growing issue with meat and how much people are kind of inflating it and how it's become a very common commodity, and that a lot of people don't really realize what goes into it.
So let me understand. In the case of leather, in the case of clothing,
Yes.
testing on animals and zoos, it's all bad because it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
But in the case of food, it's also unnecessary. Why isn't it bad?
Well, I think it is necessary in some places because...
Do you think it's necessary for you?
I would say so, yes.
Do you think you can thrive on a plant-based diet?
I think I could live off of it. I don't think I could thrive.
What would convince you that you can thrive on a plant-based diet?
Probably finding the same kind of necessary things that come from meat for your body in a plant-based diet, but it's just not something I'm personally for. I have a lot of friends who are vegan and I support them in every way I can, and I do think that it is a very good thing, and I think after a certain age it is more healthy to go vegan than to continue eating meat, but especially when you're younger, like below the age of 30, I think that it's a somewhat necessary part of your diet.
So the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which is the largest organization of nutritionists and dietitians on the planet, it's a United States one actually. They don't have any vegan or vegetarian role. They don't play any role like that, right? They're just dietitians and nutritionists. And they say that the plant-based diet is suitable for all ages and stages of life, including pregnancy and athletes or whatever situation you're in. And all of it is coming from empirical evidence. There's also empirical evidence, there's meta-analysis showing this. But if you find out that you don't need to consume any animal products and you can be as healthy as you can, do you think that then you have a moral obligation to stop consuming animal products?
I suppose so, yes.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of comes down to an individual basis.
Yeah, it does come down to an individual basis because the need aspect of it, of course, there might be people in a situation like if you're on a deserted island and you would have to kill an animal to survive.
Yeah.
I might resort to that also.
Yeah.
But in a deserted island, I might resort to doing that to a human being also because I need to survive, you know? Like, I feel like in situations like that, you justify a lot of horrific things being done.
Because it's a life or death thing.
It's a life or death. Exactly. But in a day-to-day life, do you think you can ever justify supporting the exploitation, the oppression of animals, knowing that we don't need to?
Again, I think it kind of comes down to an individual basis. Like, I'm full transparency, like I do eat meat very often. It is something that's a big part of my diet just because that's what I'm comfortable with. And I do think that there are definitely things that need to be talked about in legislation in regards to animal rights and that things do need to change. But I'm not really at that level. I'm kind of getting into territory that I'm not too educated on.
So wait, but if things change in the legislative area and they forbid you to eat meat, wouldn't you end up in the same place where you could choose not to?
That is true, yes. Yeah.
So don't you think that if you think it's wrong in all these other situations, that you should think it's wrong also in this situation if there is no need?
I suppose so, yes, but I don't...
But what is the difference, right? Because at the end of the day, this one is cruel because it's unnecessary, and this one is just as cruel, but and just as unnecessary, and somehow we justify it.
You do make a very fair point. I won't argue with that. I mean, it's kind of like again, a personal thing at that point. And for me personally, I know I'm going to continue with the life that I have, and I understand that I'm very privileged to kind of have that commodity of kind of being able to do that while having these beliefs with fast fashion and animal cruelty and all those other things.
So okay, that's okay. Like I can't police you to do anything, right? You can do whatever you want, but do you acknowledge that when you are going to buy an animal product, you are going to support animal cruelty?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, do you think you can be against animal cruelty while simultaneously supporting it?
It's a very tricky situation. It's
Like,
a very tricky
can I be a feminist while at the same time go and slap women's asses?
I suppose not.
Not.
So
I can say that I am,
yes.
but my actions would say otherwise, right?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be the same case if you choose to continue?
Yes, that is true.
Yeah. How about I do this, because I think I feel a little bit of resistance and I don't want to push too much.
No, you're all good.
So scan this QR code and watch either the minion or the most important speech you'll ever hear. I'll give you this to take
okay.
away with
Thank you.
Can you promise me you'll watch one of those too?
Yes, I will.
And really connect with it and see if you want to support it. Because if you
Yes.
don't want to support it, you have all the alternatives there. There's a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist. They send you recipes every day and help you adopt a plant-based diet for free.
Yes, that's
Okay?
wonderful. Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Of course.
Let's be nice to animals, okay?
Yes, I
In all
agree.
situations, including food, okay?
Thank
you so
for
much.
doing your hard work out here.
Well, I'm
On
trying, I'm
behalf of
trying.
the bunnies and the cows.
Say that again?
Thank you for your hard work on behalf of all the little pets.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Appreciate
they all need they need a voice, right?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They do.
Have a good one. It's interesting when they mention testing and all these other situations when it's cruel, but then when it comes to food, they start justifying it. Isn't it interesting how our brain does that already? Isn't it interesting how our brain instantly starts tackling it? So interesting. It's to me, I find that like this is cognitive dissonance at its best. That was crazy. Are you in the Netherlands? Yes, I am in the Netherlands. I don't think that was crazy necessarily. I think that was an interesting thing. But yeah, food is much more personal, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I think cosmetics are way more personal than food, if you ask me. I think if you've ever had issues with your skin, you just know how personal cosmetics actually are. But I just think that food are very personal. It is a very personal thing, and I think that food is one of those things that most people kind of live for, right? We kind of live to eat. And when somebody challenges that, some of those choices that we're making is not necessarily in line with our values, you want to try a social experiment? Then, they become a little bit defensive. I felt like she was a little bit defensive. And as I said, I really want to get them to watch something afterwards instead of me trying to push them. And I just felt like that was the right moment to give them a card and just let them go. If I was locked in a morgue, I wouldn't eat the bodies. Jason got, when I say this about I would kill an animal or I would kill a human being to survive, I couldn't. I can't kill. When I kill a mosquito because they're biting me or some shit, I do it instinctively and then I feel so bad about it. I just don't like it. I don't like killing. I feel bad about any of it. Yeah. So I don't think I could kill anybody to survive. Would I eat somebody's dead body? Probably, yeah. Probably I would if I needed to survive. But I wouldn't be able to kill them myself, no, for sure. So I only say that, to kind of explain the logic. The reality is I'm very much a pacifist person. I don't have the stomach to kill somebody. At least I don't think so. Who knows in dire situations, right? Trying to read what is said on the screen. But I appreciate everybody who's here. If you're new to the channel, consider liking the stream, subscribing. You're doing great, says Valentina. Thank you so much, Valentina. Hey, Rice Krispies evening chip. Hello, where are you based? I'm in Amsterdam. I live in Amsterdam. I'm right now in front of Rijksmuseum. As you see, this is one of the biggest museums. It's got beautiful art. As you see, I think on it right now, there's this monomania. You see it? This one. It's another. It's a seasonal art exhibition. That's what it is. Yeah. Chip, would you take DMT? JD, I have a friend who told me about DMT a while ago. I would like to try it. I won't say no. DMT. So I've tried mushrooms, of course. I've tried mushrooms twice actually. I do smoke regularly weed from time to time. Well, regularly. Yeah, regularly from time to time. I guess that both of them can make sense at the same time. As in not every day for sure, and regularly. I would like to try LSD and DMT. I've heard they're pretty. They can be pretty mind-opening, but I'm also scared. Scared of a bad trip, I guess, or something. It's only normal. Smoke weed every day. Somebody says I eat to live. Are you Dutch? Officially, I am Dutch. Unofficially, I was born in Romania, so I don't know what to tell you. I speak some Dutch, not a lot. I do wish I spoke more Dutch, but I just don't. I'm just not in situations where I need to, and I'm too lazy to start practicing it myself. DMT changed everything for me, says JD. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. You know, JD, I have a condition where my prefrontal cortex doesn't really go to sleep. It's kind of a weird thing. Apparently there's people who have that. I become conscious in my dreams almost every night. So I can control my dreams. And a lot of people have told me that DMT is kind of like that. So, maybe that would be cool for me. But then, well, at least with my dreams, what I've noticed is that it gets boring to control them. It's nicer to just let them be. Yeah, lucid dreamer. Yeah, I am a lucid dreamer, but it's nice to be a lucid dreamer when you can also be not a lucid dreamer. When you're just a lucid dreamer, it's kind of not nice. Sleep is not that good. Always remember the dreams. Some dreams you don't want to remember, trust me. Yeah, it is what it is, whatever. I can choose to fly in my dreams. I only managed to do that once. And it was pretty cool. I'll give you that, yeah. Flying is pretty cool. You guys want to try a social experiment?
No thanks.
Okay. Okay, I looked up that verse, and that is... Okay. I see there's conversations being had in the chat. I appreciate that. I appreciate people having conversations. That's why we're here, everybody. We're here to have conversations. We're here to challenge preconceived notions. We're here to challenge, to critically think. That's what we want to do. We want to be better. We want to make a better world, not just for us, but for everybody else. Because it's easy to make the world better for us. We just make choices that we want. But in order to make the world better for everybody else, we need to think a little bit about the victims of our choices and everything else. What do you think about having pet hens? If you rescue hens and you give them their eggs back, and you don't see them as objects, and you don't take the eggs from them because you want to, I have no problem with that. I don't have a problem with animal companionship between humans and animals. I think there can be good relationships. I've had one with my previous dog. But I disagree with the idea of breeding animals to be companions. With breeding animals for them to give you what you want out of them. No, that I don't like, and I don't think we should be doing that. Have you tried ketamine? No, I have not tried ketamine. I have not tried ketamine, and it doesn't sound like it would be for me. It just doesn't sound like it. I'm a very chill person. I like to think. I like to question things. That's how I've always been, and I don't really like the drugs that make you body high, and I think ketamine is one of those body high drugs, right? I like my body's okay how it is. I like to be in my mind more. But interesting questions. I appreciate the questions, and I think I should apply some sunscreen. I've been here more than 2 hours and I didn't reapply. Remember that, everybody. If you're in the sun, reapply. Ketamine is horse tranquilizer. Jesus. Elon is on everything. Yeah, he is. Shall I make the joke again, or has it been saturated? Shall I make the Vegans Oiling Up channel joke? Welcome to the Vegans Oiling Up channel. Vegans oiling up all day long. If you like respecting animals and being all oiled up, tune in here. I need that sex player in the background while I'm oiling up, huh? That's so funny. That's funny. It's very funny. got me laughing. Love it. Non-Dutch guy who doesn't even try to integrate tries forcing his beliefs on Dutch people. Oh, the irony is absurd. Anonymous. First of all, I am a Dutch guy, as I've explained. I have Dutch citizenship, therefore I am Dutch. I have done the integration test myself. Therefore, not only that I try to integrate, I actually do integrate. I bought a house here, I live here, I pay taxes here. I have a small company here, which is how I actually make a living as a software engineer. And I am not trying to force my belief on Dutch people. Most of the people that I speak to are not Dutch, are actually tourists, because this is a very touristy area. And I'm not forcing my beliefs on them, but rather I ask them questions and try to show them that their actions are not in line with their own beliefs or their own values. So when you say, oh, the irony is absurd, also the statement, the irony is absurd, I don't think you know what irony means, because by definition, irony implies some form of absurdity, does it not? So saying that the irony is absurd is a little bit of a pleonasm. Is it pleonasm? I don't know. In Romanian, it's pleonasm. We need Chip to shirtless activism. You may borrow my short shorts too. Are those one of those? Oh man, when I wear a tank top, I'm so self-conscious. I really don't like it. I like looser t-shirts, like this one doesn't make me go like this all the time. The other t-shirt does bother me a little bit because they become a bit small, but yeah. You are born in Romania. Just because you squatted in the Netherlands long enough doesn't make you Dutch. Well, dude, I took exams. That's what made me Dutch. The fact that I took exams, the fact that I followed the protocol. I thought people like you actually like protocol and actually like people who come legally in and follow the protocol. I came in here legally and followed the protocol. Or do you not like that at all? Do you just not like people moving around? You came out of your mother's vagina here. You need to stay here because your mother dared to birth you there. Imagine that. Anonymous, people like me. Yeah, look at that. Anonymous is gonna become a victim all of a sudden. He's the one advocating for. He's the one having a problem with me, and now he's gonna become a victim. Let's see. Let's see you, Anonymous, become a victim right now, because that's what people do. They victimize themselves. Oh, you're not going to victimize yourself. That's okay. Well, then accept that I followed the legal process. I am officially Dutch. I do follow the rules. I do pay taxes. I make the society better in that way, you see? And I fight for the rights of animals. I also make the society better in that way. I actually also fight for the rights of other individuals. Take, for instance, LGBTQ people, rights of women also. And yeah, in that way I make the society better for everybody. I do speak Dutch, as I said. I just don't speak it very well. So wait a minute. Somebody who was born in the Netherlands but doesn't speak Dutch is not a person who is integrated here? What even is this argument? You have to speak the language. No, you don't. I get around. Anyway, let's speak about the animals. That's more important. It's not fair to exploit and slaughter animals. It's not fair to treat animals like objects. It's just not fair. That's what we want. Let's see if I can get one more conversation in. Shall we kick Anonymous, says Martin. No, Martin, you can let them be here. It's okay. You know, there's only one way to solve bigotry, and that's for them to be around people who are not bigots. So let him be here. Let him see that his view is not founded in any form of justice. You guys want to try a social experiment? From time to time, you know, there's this bike lane in between us. Let me show you. I think you can see it. You see there's this big bike lane. And there's people always seeing me from the other side and coming and being like, oh, I want to come to the sign. And then one of them comes and then all the rest don't follow. I think all vets should be vegan. We are trained to protect animals. Valentina, that is 100% true. Imagine how messed up the sheer fact of saying you dedicate your life towards saving animals, towards, you know, treating them, and then you go home and pay for animals to be exploited and slaughtered. That's one of the most hypocritical things I've ever seen. Vets should be vegan, 100%. If you can't speak to native... Oh, brother, I'm not even gonna bother with you anymore, Anonymous. As I said, stop being bigoted in your position. Start understanding. It's not about the language. I respect the culture. Hell, I even follow the culture. But yeah, it's not about me here. We're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about animal rights. We're here to talk about animals. I will answer some questions if you have about me, but I don't want to discuss only about me because I'm not here to discuss me. So I appreciate you. Anonymous, are you vegan, Anonymous? Do you oppress animals, Anonymous? Tell me. Hey, you want to try a social experiment? So, Anonymous, do you respect animals? Hey, what's your favorite vegan meal? I don't know. Lately, I've just been having potatoes and tofu. I'm a lazy person, so I like to have lazy meals. But if I were, I think I really like gnocchi. Gnocchi? Is that how you say it? Gnocchi? It's really good. I don't know. I don't have a particular one favorite. I like a lot of them. So, Anonymous, I fail to see you're still not answering my question. I've answered some of your questions. Why aren't you answering my question? Are you vegan? Do you respect animals? Want to try a social experiment? What's your position on antinatalism? We can discuss that, but let's stop talking about myself for a second. Let's talk about either veganism or animals. I think I've talked enough about myself. I don't like talking about myself too much. Do you like Satan? It's a good one. Satan is a good one. I don't have a lot of seitan because I have this smoked tempeh that I buy from the supermarket, which is tempeh. Actually, there you go. Tempeh is one of my favorite vegan ingredients. It's freaking amazing. I know a lot of people don't like that a little bit bitter taste, but hell, I love it. Okay, so Anonymous, you still don't want to answer my questions. You still want to go on about your bigotry towards immigration. Okay. I have 15 minutes left. Let's see if we can get some people. Well, I have maybe like 20 minutes left, not 15, but it takes me 10 minutes to say goodbye, as I've noticed. I had tempeh last night, Chip. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, tempeh is so good, man. It's just so good. I have it almost every day. Well, I'm not gonna have it today. Today I'm actually gonna go to a friend's house and we're gonna chill for a bit, play some games, order in. I might just get my own food from home so that I don't have to pay for order in, but you know. Also have tempeh with a juicy pork rib. Jesus Christ, man, that's horrible. You guys want to try a social experiment? You want to try it?
It's all right, but say hello to you anyway.
Hello. Have a good one. Axel was talking about you and your back. It was hot as fuck. Yes. Let's see if I can do the spread. Look at me. I am the muscly man. I am the muscly man. I am walking like a muscle man. I like to be silly from time to time. Want to try a social experiment? You know, you can just see some people walking by and them being like people who have worked hard. I don't know why. It just feels like I see some people, and maybe it's the Hi. You want to try the social experiment?
Okay.
How old are you?
17.
Are you with your parents or something?
No.
No? Because I need consent if you can be live on my YouTube channel, but if you're 17, it's kind of difficult to get consent. I'm sorry, then have a good one. We try to get consent. Consent is very important. As we've said so far, as we've explained. We try to get consent, yes. Anonymous, why is it that you're dodging my question? I keep asking you the same question. Do you respect animals? Yeah, that's an interesting one. Several proeminent activists from the past have significantly shaped social political landscapes. Mahatma Gandhi led the Indian independence movement using nonviolent resistance. That's nice. Yeah. I think there were some problems also with Gandhi, if I remember correctly, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know a lot about other activists, to be honest. I don't even know a lot about other activists within the vegan movement. I really just want to fight for animal rights. I think like a lot of people, they actually get offended that I don't know a lot about other activists or stuff. You want to try it?
Hey there. My
Hi.
friends told me about you. What you're doing here?
I'm asking people some questions, get them to think a little bit. You want to try it?
Yeah, sure.
Are you
That would
okay
be
being
great.
live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to come here so that you interview?
Sure.
What's your name?
Victor.
Victor, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Slovakia. We're all from Slovakia.
Nice, nice. I've been to Slovakia. I've been to Bratislava. It was nice.
Have you?
Yeah. I mean, I was passing by, but it's a beautiful city.
Yeah. It's a bit crowded, but it's nice.
It's a bit crowded? Oh,
Yeah.
when I was it
Even
felt
though
a
we're
little
in
bit-
Amsterdam, yeah, right?
Fair enough, fair
Yeah.
enough. So I'm an animal rights activist. I fight for the rights of animals.
Okay.
Do you think animals deserve rights?
Okay.
Do you
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Yeah.
What rights do you think they deserve?
The right to live. They
right
don't
to
really
live.
have choice to think and to speak out. So I think they have the right to be safe.
Okay.
That's for sure. To
That's-
eat, to drink, all the basics.
Do you think they should have the right to not be enslaved by us?
I mean, absolutely. Even though, what do you think? What do you mean by that?
Do you think that animals are enslaved in animal agriculture, for example?
I mean, it really depends. If they are tortured, I've seen farms where animals and cows have been tortured, they've been beaten to death. But I think when they are serving a purpose, it's nice for the world.
Is it nice for them?
I mean, when they are serving a purpose,
So
they are meant to serve purpose.
So wait a minute. If your parents brought you to life and they say your purpose
I mean,
is
no,
to die
no.
at the age of 18, is that fair?
But this is a completely different thing because they're animals and they're.
You're an
they're-
animal too. You're a
Yeah,
human
but
being.
they are serving we're serving a purpose too, but a different one.
So do you choose your purpose or does somebody else choose it for you?
Yeah, I choose mine, but.
So is it fair for somebody else to choose it for you?
I mean, this is a really different question.
Why is it different?
Because they are animals and they are meant,
You're an animal
meant
too,
to
yeah.
help people.
Okay, let's put it
But
this
not being not being
Okay.
slaved and things.
Do you think animals exist for us?
I'm not quite sure, but they totally help us.
Do you think animals exist for us? Or do you think they exist
No, I guess.
alongside us?
No, I guess, but I don't really think that they are being tortured.
So why
by,
do they need to
by
have
their
so then
being
what-
used in the agriculture? They are not. Yeah, I know that there are farms that they are being tortured, and they are being used.
What is torture to you?
Beaten to death. Beaten.
Okay, but a knife to the throat is not torture.
Oh, you mean that killing animals and using them for meat is like a torture?
I don't know. I'm asking you. Is a knife to the throat torture?
In my opinion, they are. In some farms, they are not really killed like this. I know this is not human. This is not okay to kill them like this. But on some farms, for example, in Germany, in agriculture, where they care, they are killed peacefully, and they serve purpose.
I'm sorry, but that's bullshit, man.
If you think so, yeah, that's totally fine.
Well, no,
but I don't have.
think so.
But I don't have
Do you
to
think-
agree with
Do you think do you think killing is peaceful?
Like they are
Do you
getting
think
them
murder
to
is
sleep.
peaceful?
No.
Do you think murder is peaceful?
No. I said that this is a more peaceful way. You're catching my words.
Okay, but I'm asking. I didn't catch anything.
This
I'm
is
asking
not
you, do you
really a
think murder
social
is peaceful?
experiment, man.
Do you think murder is peaceful?
This is not really a social experiment,
Sure, it's
man.
not a social
This
experiment.
is like
Is murder peaceful?
Okay, let's stop here. It's really weird.
Why?
This is not a social experiment. It's
Hold
just
this for a second. Hold this for a second.
interrogation.
Yeah, it's an interrogation because I defend animals, and I think
Okay.
if I were to defend women and you would be oppressing women, I would hold your interrogation the same. But right now you're oppressing animals.
I'm not
And-
oppressing animals. I haven't done. Okay, man.
Well, how does this look like to you? Does this look like oppression to you?
Okay, man. Have a nice day.
Does this look like oppression
Have a
to
nice
you?
man. No, it's
But
not
you're
okay.
paying
But I
for
said.
this.
But I said that on some farms, they are killed.
What if
in
you
a
found out
peaceful
that
way.
that's not true? Would it be okay to wait? Would it be okay for me to peacefully kill you? Put you to sleep and then kill you?
Okay, man. Have a great day.
It's peaceful after all. What do you mean killing is so peaceful? That's why war is the definition of peace, because it's full of killing. You wanna try it? On some farms it's peaceful, everybody. Look at that. All of the sudden murder is peaceful. Look at that. War is peaceful because by definition war is full of murder. And that's their purpose at the end of the day. Your purpose as a soldier is to kill somebody else. Therefore, you killing somebody else is peaceful. Ha! Look at that. Making sense all of a sudden. Ah, so stupid. Stop letting them leave. We're playing vegan bingo on Discord, says Tone. Tone, I can't get people to stay. I can't get them to stay. But this guy wasn't. I saw him from a mile that he wasn't gonna engage too much. Like he's the type of person who you cannot convince no matter what. Like I've had friends like that, and it's difficult to have conversations with people who think they know it all. Even when you show empirical evidence, they're always going to have one little thing that they cling on, one little straw man that they'll pull out and be like, yeah, you see? Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Katarzyna Milk says, Mr. Chip Guy, I recommend you read more. How do you know how much I read, and why would you recommend that I read more? It's so funny when it comes to killing animals for optional products. all the time I need to be informed. I'm the one who needs to think that that is actually not that bad. They're given a good life, therefore killing them is justified. But if you did the same thing to a human being, would it be justified? No, that's different because they're human. How is it different? Well, I can't answer it exactly, but it's different because I feel differently towards them. Ugh. Don't be that guy. Just don't be that person. Just don't be that person. Just don't be that person. Just don't be it. Just be a person who respects animals. Just be a person who respects all sentient beings. After all, they're all worthy of respect. Why is it okay to kill plants? This is the third time I'm going to answer this question today, is it not? I think this is the third and last time I'll answer it. You're probably new to the channel, but I'll explain very simply. There's a difference between plants and animals, and that is that plants are not sentient. That means they don't have a subjective experience of the world, they don't have emotions, and they don't have positive or negative valence experiences. So, while all life is valuable, sentient life is considerably more valuable. That's number one. Number two, even if you think plants have lives, because look at that, you read somewhere, yeah, that's incorrect. I knew Zen, I knew you were going to say that, because what don't you know? I haven't heard from people like you all my life. Even if you think, oh, plants have feelings, what do you mean? I read that the plant screams. I read that news article. I didn't bother to open the news article. I didn't bother to scroll at the bottom and look at the study, but I read a title of an article, therefore it must be true. And it justifies my own belief, so therefore it must be true. Yes, and that's not true. Plants are not sentient. Sentience is an emerging property of brains. Plants do not have brains. But let's imagine that you think plants are sentient. Whatever. I don't want to debate that. I don't really give a shit about what you think. I just follow the science. And if you want to go against the science, sure, you do you. But let's imagine that you think that plants are sentient, a completely pseudoscientific belief. So let's imagine that you do believe that. It would still be morally preferable to be, a vegan, to adopt a plant-based diet. Do you know why? Because as counterintuitive as it may sound, when you consume a plant-based diet, when you have a plant-based diet, you kill considerably less plants. So if you think plants are sentient, then surely you would want to kill as few plants as possible. And when you adopt a plant-based diet, you do just that. You kill as few plants as possible. Do you know why? Why? Because a lot of the times you fail to forget, you fail to think. You don't reason enough. You just stop at the middle. You think animals, they just grow on air or something. No, animals eat way more plants. In order to grow an animal, to reach a certain weight, in order for us to put them at that weight, to kill them, we give them a certain amount of calories that comes from crop production. Obviously, we're not going to get the same amount of calories from them because, they breathe, they think, they expulge some of that energy as they live. So obviously, if we ate the plants directly ourselves, we would get more calories ourselves. But wait a minute, I already know what Zen is gonna say next. You think humans can eat grass? Humans don't eat grass. I know, Zen, you're gonna say that. You know how I know you're gonna say that? Because it's extremely predictable. I've heard that's how people think. They think animals eat grass and we eat the animals. That's it. That's how they see the system. They don't really know that the fact that we grow most crops to feed the animals, they don't know that we grow soy, we grow corn, all of them to feed the animals. Hell, even if we grew grass to feed the animals, we could grow something else in that place. Swear to God. I swear to God, man. I swear to God. Such a ridiculous, like it's so weird to me that people still think they have arguments. The people still think they have arguments against veganism, and that's I don't want to be mean, but it's such a ridiculous thing, because veganism is essentially a moral principle of rejecting animal exploitation as much as possible and practical. Hi.
We want to buy tickets for museum.
For which museum?
But this is museum.
This is a restaurant, not a museum. That's the museum.
That's a museum. Where we will get the tickets?
I think you can do it either online or there might be a ticket booth there. It's wrong to exploit animals, exactly. For the same reason it's wrong to exploit humans. Because they're individuals who have a subjective experience of the world. I think everybody, I don't think we're going to get another conversation. I'm not sure. Let's see. I'll wait another 5 minutes and then see. If plants have life, animals too, and we and animals themselves eat. Already discussed the plants. Scroll back 5 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago, and you'll see what I mean about plants. I'm curious how many people come in here and when they realize that what they're supporting is either they run away, as in they go to another stream, or they stay and try to justify it in the chat, or they stay and start trolling. Like that person who said they ate a pork chop. Ugh. Jesus Christ, man. Pigs are killed in gas chambers. They're literally put in gas chambers. They asphyxiate to death in CO2 gas chambers. Carbonic acid forms on their neck and their mouth. It burns them from the inside out. The amount of pain and suffering that they're going through in that process, I wouldn't wish that on anybody on earth. But to be so dismissive of it and say, nah, I ate a pork chop, I ate bacon, I don't give a shit. You want to try a social experiment?
What?
You want to try a social experiment?
What is it?
I just ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit.
What kind of questions?
It's about animals.
Okay, sure.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah, okay, sure.
You want to come here so that I change you?
Okay.
What's your name?
I'm Camila.
Camila, I'm Chip, nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I'm from here.
From here, from Netherlands? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm from Romania, but I live here also.
Okay, okay.
So, Camila, I fight for the rights of animals. I'm an animal rights activist.
Okay.
What do you think animals deserve rights?
Yeah.
What rights do you think they deserve?
No experiments, like
No.
the rat ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it's wrong to experiment on animals?
Yeah.
Why?
Of course. I mean, we're not putting them on ourselves, so why on animals? If we're
Okay.
not experimenting on ourselves, yeah, I get it, like, of course. But no, it's
Okay.
wrong.
So experimenting on animals is wrong because if we wouldn't do it to ourselves, we shouldn't do it to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Do you think this applies to all other situations when we're treating animals badly?
Yeah.
Like take for instance, for clothing or for food, when we're exploiting animals, do you think we should stop exploiting them?
Yeah.
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 What
But
would you
we
call it?
always did that.
We always did that?
Yeah, of course.
We always exploited them, you mean?
Yeah.
Does that make it right?
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, we
right?
can all be vegetarians.
Yeah.
Just survive on that.
Yeah. What would you call a person who doesn't exploit any animals?
A vegetarian. No,
A vegan, yeah.
yeah, a
you're
vegan.
there.
Yeah, a vegetarianist. Like that you don't eat eggs, you don't eat milk because it's produced by animals.
Yeah, yeah, because animals are exploited in that process.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because we have this fetish of being, of choosing something, right? It's
Yeah.
about the animals. It's like imagine if we lived in a society where women would be chopped into pieces and ate. Feminism would be a diet.
I know, but that's horrible.
That would be horrible, of course.
Yeah.
That would be horrible. But the same thing we do to animals. So veganism is for animals like feminism is for women.
Yeah, I know, but we would as well survive just on vegetarian things, you know, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think we can be healthy on a plant-based diet?
Yeah.
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 Do you adopt a plant-based diet?
Well, I don't eat lots of meat. Like I don't eat spare ribs. I don't eat steak. I only eat chicken because they're small and they're easy to produce, of course. And yeah, that's it. I only eat 5 different kinds of meat. That's it.
I'm bigger than you.
Yeah, I'm 163.
Would it be okay if I killed you because you're small and it would be easy for me to kill you?
No, but that's the way an animal would think because like
birds would attack you if you're a mouse because you're tinier. So basically same thing, you know, but they don't kill a lot because they only kill for themselves and not for the whole world. That's different.
But we hold ourselves to a little bit of a higher standard, right? We as humans in a society.
Yeah, of course, because we're curious about things.
Yeah, and we also don't, like, animals also grape in nature. They do infanticide. We don't do any of
Yeah,
that.
like ducks do that, right?
Say it
And
again?
dolphins.
Yeah,
they
ducks
that.
do that. Yeah, that's a
I
weird
know.
thing
Like I
about
know
ducks.
a lot about animals, so I
Yeah.
was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So, for example, chickens can live 10 years. At what age
Mhm.
do you think they're killed at? On average?
I think 3 years.
42 days.
No. Okay, that's insane.
That's
yeah.
insane. And nowadays they're starting to grow insects so that they feed the chickens so that they can kill them even earlier.
Yeah, I know, but at least we're feeding them.
Is that justified, really?
No, but
No.
they're not hunting. They're not putting effort, so no, they're not living at all.
Yeah. Do you think that you can choose to not support this?
Yeah, I could choose for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you can be vegan and not support any of it?
Yeah, of course. But it would be like better to like at least produce less meat because a lot of people don't eat it as well, huh?
Yeah.
Like pig, like a lot of Muslims don't eat it. So if we produce less, it would be less killing. It would help.
Yeah,
So-
but we live in a supply and demand area, so because people demand it, they produce it. They do produce a
Yeah, I
little
know,
bit
and
more
that's
than
the
they
thing
demand.
that sucks the most because that's why we kill so much. That's
Yeah.
the thing that I think. Yeah.
But do you think that you can choose to no longer demand it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. It's your own choice, you know?
It's your own choice, exactly.
It's the same like dyeing your hair. It's your own choice.
Yeah, but it's only that in this situation, there's other victims, not yourself, right?
No, fair point.
Yeah, so like take for instance, because a lot of the times people think that reducing is enough. Do you think that if let's go with the feminism example. If I slap women's asses every single day, but then somebody says, hey, that's wrong what you're doing. And I say,
Yeah.
I only do it on Fridays now. Is that okay?
Yeah, you should do that to your wife, not to.
Not to anybody. We shouldn't objectify anybody.
Like if
not
they
in a-
like it, yeah.
Sure, if they like it, it's a
Not
different case.
judging.
It's a different case. No, but
Yeah.
I mean against their consent, right?
No, that's not okay.
That's not okay,
No.
right? So even
But-
if I do it
yeah.
every once in a while, it's still not okay, right?
No, it's not.
Okay, it's the same thing in this case, right? It's not okay to violate their rights, even if we do it every once in a while.
Yeah, I know, and that's why they don't have rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think that they should?
Yeah.
They should. Yeah.
They should, yeah.
How many more animals should be exploited for you until you change?
Like what animals not to kill anymore?
Yeah.
I don't know, like fish. Let them just swim around. Like I
No.
don't like fish. They can. I have an aquarium, so.
I think you misunderstood my question. Let me ask you this. So how
Hey,
many
sorry.
how many more animals should be killed for you until you change?
Like if I would change it now, I would change it now. Like I don't mind. To be
Yeah.
honest, I think one more pig. I love pig. Sorry, it's
Yeah.
so juicy and so good.
Oh, I
That's
thought you
it,
actually
that's
said
it.
you love them as individuals, not
Yeah,
that
I
you
know,
love their
like
flesh.
food is also really good, but no, I think one more pig. One more pig and that's it. Like yeah.
One more woman, just one more that I abuse, and that's it. That's it. Then I'm done. Sure, afterwards it's okay, but you see what I mean?
Okay, sure.
It's listen. I can't police you. You can do whatever you want.
No,
I'm
of
just trying
course,
to get you to understand the perspective because they are victims on this side, and we shouldn't be.
They
doing
are.
this.
They are. Yeah. It's
So-
good that you're doing this actually.
Okay, I appreciate that. So
worries.
scan this QR code and watch one of these two videos, the Minion or the most important speech you'll ever hear. They both appear
I'll
on top.
watch them when I'm in the gym. Okay.
Okay, and do you have a thing there called Challenge 22? They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day, and they help you go vegan for free.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Okay?
Yeah.
I appreciate you. What was your name
Thank
again?
you, Camila.
Camila, you're awesome, Camila.
Thank you.
Go vegan. No more animals exploited for you. That's it, everybody. That's it. We're done. I'm not sure if anybody got bingo. Camila was pretty open. I am going to put the sign, if you're not vegan, you're supporting needless animal exploitation. That was nice. Yeah, that was. She was a nice person. I'm not sure if she'll change, but Dutch people are usually pretty direct, which is something that I also share. I'm also pretty direct. Dutch people are usually honest. They don't really go around, beat around the bush, which I also am. So, yeah, why not? When she said one animal, I was like, oh, come on. Either way, thank thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I appreciate everybody who donated. I appreciate everybody who moderated. Everybody who has had conversations in the chat. I know it's difficult. You did a much harder job than I did. I just sat here with a sign and had some conversations with the people. Sitting there in the chat and having conversations with people is, I mean, I'll give you, you know what? Applaud for you. It isn't even, it's genuine. It's as genuine as it can be. It's difficult to be there. So thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate all that. I don't know. I think, oh, Tone was the first person. Shout out to Tone for commenting the first on the last stream. We give a shout out to people who comment first. And that person was Tone, the last one. So thank you for that, Tone. If you think I will give an extra shout out to someone. I don't even know what. I want to start incentivizing people a little bit more to tell me, because if you liked some of the conversations, tell me in the comment section afterwards. Maybe I would want to cut them. If you have some suggestions on how to improve on the conversations, also tell me in the comments. I really want to improve. I really want to speak better for animals, and I want to cut the conversations that are good so that other people can see it. I feel like some of the non-vegans don't really want to watch these hour-long streams. But if they see a video that's maybe like 10 minutes or something, it would incentivize them to watch them. How might the choices we make in food production and consumption today influence the kind of species we become tomorrow, predators or nurturers? That's a good one. That's a good one. I appreciate everybody for being here. And as I said, I'm just another cogwheel in the system. I think all of us together, we make it happen, okay? All of us together, we can end animal exploitation. And as much as I'm just like the face of it right now, I hope all of you go out there and speak for animals. I hope, like Jake Lagatare, for example, he's one person who's coming to my streams. He also does live outreach. If you guys want to check him out, Jake Lagatare, he does live outreach in US. He has conversations with people like I do now. I really want everybody to grow. I really want us to speak more about the animals, and hopefully end this atrocity. And if that happens, I'm going to start speaking about human rights also, although I probably will start speaking about that even before that. We're an awesome vegan team and community, says Martin. I completely agree with you, Martin. That's what we are. And in a typical fashion, it's difficult for me to say goodbye right now, as it always is. But I really do appreciate everybody being here. Yeah, Jake Lagatare is here. If any of the mods can please put the link towards Jake Lagatare's YouTube channel, that would be great, so that other people can see it. Maybe they can, give him a like or comment his streams from time to time. Jake says couldn't do it without you. Jake, you did it, man. I mean, I just helped you by mentioning your name, but you're the one doing the work, and that's the whole thing about it, right? I feel like, actually, yeah, we all do it together. That's it. We're all a community. Let's work together. Let's fight for the animals. And yeah, if you're not vegan, listen, you're welcome here. Come back here, have conversations with us, drop it in the comments, tell us what you have a problem with, but be open to it. Like, don't just come up with excuses. We've heard them all, as you heard me be at the end of the stream. We have heard all of your excuses. Hell, some people play excuses bingo because we know kind of the excuses that people will come up. So don't, yeah, hey, thank you for that, Utops and Axel. Hey, Marcos, thank you so much. In what ways might our capacity to create food from plants, yeast, and grains serve as a metaphor for transforming destructive impulses into constructive ones? Wow, that's a difficult one, Marcos. Let me see if I need to read it again. In what ways might our capacity to create food from plants, yeast, and grains serve as a metaphor for transforming destructive impulses into constructive ones? I'm gonna have to let me take a photo of it, and I'll have to read this and really think about it. So I'm gonna take a photo, and I accidentally turned off my phone. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Marcos. Thank you for everybody who donated. Thank you again for the moderators. Thank you for people having patience in the chat and having conversations with everybody. If you're not vegan, watch the 3-minute video. It's in the description of the stream. And come back to these streams. Maybe you're enjoying the conversations. Maybe you're enjoying the company. I don't know. Just come back. I feel like why not? It's a good step, you know, and maybe at some point really consider it. Maybe watching these videos and making a change. It really isn't that difficult, and it really is about the animals, not about us. It's not about what we want, not about what we get. I'm just trying to emphasize that we can get everything we want when it comes to diet, when it comes to clothing, cosmetics, entertainment, all of it, without needing to exploit animals, okay? So thank you so much. Have an awesome day. Live vegan, be vegan, and stop exploiting animals. Speak up for animals, everybody, today a little bit. Hey, Anna's here, Vegan Stoner Lady. She's also awesome. Vegan Stoner Lady is another person you need to follow. And I actually go on her stream almost every Monday. No, every other Monday. I don't know, from time to time, every Monday. Thank you, everybody. Have an awesome day. See you in the next one. When will the next one be? Actually, let me just say before I go, when will the next one be? I definitely 100% sure on Sunday. Tomorrow evening we're gonna have a stream where us vegans are gonna be able to relax. We're gonna read some non-vegan comments and, you know, have some fun. VPM and Karana are gonna be there. That's gonna be cool. That tomorrow. I'm not sure if tomorrow I'll do some outreach. I do need to do some work, so I might just work during the day. And on Saturday I'll see. Maybe. Sunday definitely. Tomorrow evening definitely. And we'll see about Saturday. But either way, I appreciate everybody being here. Have an awesome day. And I'll see you tomorrow evening. Bye, everyone. Wait, I gotta